Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, you know, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, you know, no matter how them try run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Subscribe now.
I remember the days, all those years ago that never fade away. And I remember your face when you hit the ground. I can recall the time and place on a midnight walk through the old streets, trying to turn back the clock to the days of old, back to the days when all the things we knew were made of gold. As the world moves on, time sings a song. In the old neighborhood, as the clock strikes one, the memory lives just as it stood, like a quiet dream. The shadows of that time are cast beneath the streetlight beam as the world moves on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Afridamus Report. I'm your host, Afridamus. Please make sure you hit the like if you haven't already done so, and make sure you subscribe as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, you guys remember last time I did a show, right? And this was about the South Africa show, where we had a guy here from South Africa, but somehow his network wasn't good. And for the past few years, if you guys remember, ever since like Tariq came up with, FBA, because he used to be a Pan-African. He did the hidden color. So, like he just kept evolving to where we are now. So for the past few years, it was about the FBA thing. So Tariq said they are fighting for reparations. Their reparations is not going to come from Africans or other black people, but he created a war, for instance. So he knows what his followers like. He knows their mentality. So first they started with, talking about how much of a victim they are to white supremacy. Remember this? So I used to come out and break that down. And, there are a lot of Africans who also, I would say, are cons, who they buy into this story about, colonization and, stuff like that. And then, so because since FBA, because it started with ADOS, American Descendants of Slaves, so they themselves would say this, then Tariq came up with his own offshoot. But what they have in common is, somehow they have a lot of smoke for other black immigrants. So if you're a black person from another place, they have a lot of smoke for you. So when they say Pan-Africanism, some people, they use colonialism. But in this day and age that we are in, like honestly, not too many Africans, especially West Africa, who have had any direct contact with white colonialism like that. It was mostly administrative, right? So the black governments took over and they're continuing with whatever laws they came up with. So some people start talking about, okay, they compare that to slavery. It's not the same thing. Slavery, shadow slavery in America, you know, the slave owner owned the human being. They have laws in the books, they owned the person. So the experience is going to be different, 100%, right? But the FBA types, they started coming talking about slavery. And then they started shaming Africans for the slavery. Like 1 minute they would tell you, oh, we are all enslaved together. Like they would try to convince you that you were also enslaved. But if that doesn't work, they would say colonialism. So then they started saying, okay, the Africans are not on code. You guys remember this? On code, on code. They started talking about these people are not on code. But to be on code doesn't, there has to be something in place, that like an agreement that you have with someone, then it would be a code thing. They said, oh, yeah, we helped these, Africans to come over here, but now they betrayed us. They are with white zaddy. They are running interference. Mind you, so you want to tell me almost, so from all the African countries, you have 2 million Africans, if even that. So 2 million Africans are way more smart and stronger than almost 50 million blacks. So, but either way, the narrative doesn't make sense. They're like, yeah, if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't be here. So the blacks, their march wasn't about immigration because they became citizens in 1868. So it's not the same thing. If someone immigrates here, there are laws in place that people go by. But some Africans just they don't want the argument. They just like, yeah, sure. But I get what some of the black people they are saying, but they are not explaining it properly. Because what they are saying, the message they're trying to convey is, if blacks were not in America, the Africans wouldn't come voluntarily. But that's not true, because the blacks themselves came from Africans. So the original people that came, they are Africans, and the idea of slavery didn't really, it just morphed. Instead of owning the person directly, you just, nowadays it's just employee and employer. That's what it is, pretty much. The same people who were in charge hundreds of years ago, those families, they are more than likely still in charge, right? So then Tariq started talking about how they shared the same. He said their struggle is similar to that of the South African blacks because of apartheid, and they were like, yeah, even when the South Africans had their first beef with Nigerians, the xenophobia, when xenophobia started trending, some people, in the FBA circle was celebrating it. They were like, yeah, yeah, These Nigerians are over there tethering their way, fleeing to South Africa also. So I started talking to you guys, like I was like, look, you don't understand, what is happening here. To Tariq and these people is entertainment. So this is their view. That's how they see Africans. But in the meantime, they will try to use a struggle that freed them and impose it on you. So I'm going to play those videos here today because even Phil, when he went to South Africa, he was talking crazy. He was like, yeah, family, we share the same history with y'all, you know. So these people are coming over here to run interference. So they implying that the interference was coming from people from West Africa. So I have that video as well. So I want to show you a video. It's a song that Tariq made, in fact, because remember how like the blacks like to say, oh, the white people caricature blacks on television, make fun of them. Let's see who, what their idea of Africans are. Like the Africans, you are the entertainment. So let me do my disclaimer here and show you.
Musty tether, yes, I'm speaking to you. Musty tether, where you fleeing to? Musty tether, yes, I'm speaking to you. Musty tether, where you fleeing to? I got in.
So are you guys seeing this? Remember when I used to tell you guys that um most like this, for you to be painted as someone from a jungle in America, you must like it mostly comes from a black person. Ask yourself why did Tariq caricature an African, in his taxi and with his, cheetah pet in the car seat. And on the window, it says no akatas. So you see the type of, picture Tariq is painting. So let's hear what he wrote in this song. He's referring to other blacks as tethers, but they can't only be tethers, they have to be musty as well, smelling like cheetah pea. So here we go.
My Uber, what did I see? It was a dusty, musty tether, smelling like cheetah pea. Musty tether, yes, I'm speaking to you. Musty tether, where you fleeing to?
Okay, so you guys hear that. So this song is about apparently musty tether fleeing. They're asking the tether, where's he fleeing to now? You know, okay. So it looks like some of you are enjoying the song. Let me let it play it a bit more.
I got into my Uber, what did I see? It was a dusty, musty tether, smelling like cheetah pea. Musty tether, yes, I'm speaking to you. Musty tether, where you fleeing to? Musty tether, yes, I'm speaking to you. Musty tether, where you fleeing to? Musty tether, yes, I'm speaking to you. Musty tether, where you fleeing to? I got into my Uber, what did I see? It was a dusty, musty tether, smelling like cheetah pea.
So are you guys hearing it? So He's making the songs to reinforce the stereotype. Just like Zongo is saying, yes, he's reinforcing the stereotype. Okay, this is the idea about African. You guys remember when I did a video before, I was talking about how, this is because they like to say, no, man, this is not real. It's only on the internet. I remember there were black people who would ask me, if I have hyena pets or lion pet. And I used to tell them, yeah, and they believed it. They believed it. So to you, this might be silly, but there are black people, these FBA people, there are some of them, many who in fact believe there are Africans riding around in their car with their cheetah pet, riding in the passenger seat, without seatbelt on. I mean, it's very creative. I gotta give it to him, but you know, this is his idea. So, and another obsession that they have now, FBA, is talking about bushmeat. Like FBA, I think this is their way of showing their jealousy to, about Africans, how Africans just, have all kind of stuff. They want to participate in this bushmeat action. So when the South Africans also online, they had their beef with the Nigerians. They started mocking the Nigerians about bushmeat. But let's find out what Tariq's idea of, what his idea is about, whole of Africa. So I'm gonna play his argument, his conversation with a South African woman here. I want you guys to listen to this conversation, right? Listen to what the woman says. If this sounds like what Tariq and Phil and others spewing, you know, because obviously they are not united with the black South Africans, and you would hear it here. Here we go. Fair use.
They don't really have to come here. They don't.
And look at his he put us out a woman there with less hair. It's like caricaturing Africans and laughing. It's supposed to be funny. So he's painting a South African woman that they all look like this. So here we go.
We don't want them here.
Yes, y'all do.
The same way you don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. We're
Yes, y'all
fine.
do.
Just the way. And it's very rare that you'll find South Africans coming to America actually, because we hardly relocate anyway. So we just want to stay in South Africa. We don't want you guys coming here. Please tell your people.
So you guys remember the conversation we had the other time? The guy that called from South Africa, that's what he was saying too. Because when I saw a video of Phil, he was in South Africa and he was happy, excited, telling the blacks about how, the Nigerians are fleeing to South Africa and the South Africans don't want them there. But this woman is saying, telling Tariq, tell your FBA people, please, we don't want them here. We want them to leave. Let's hear the conversation, how this goes.
Talk to your people to talk to their people. We don't want Americans coming here. Okay.
Then why don't y'all? Then why don't y'all say that?
So you notice the South Africans see the blacks as American, like everyone else, see them as American. So the South Africans, I guess they've watched too many, black shows, the Tariq shows. They notice that, hey, look, these people, they change whenever they feel like it. One minute they are African, another minute they are Indians, another minute they are Moors. They're they're just everything. So the South Africans, to make it easy, they're like, look, we know you are American, just of a black persuasion. We don't need to argue about this. If you want to talk about lineage, to say we from, your ancestors are from Africa, the South Africans are like, they ain't from around here. you might want to try out west. You see, so Tariq, it seems like single-handedly, you know, because the people that come here and try to tell me, oh, Afridamus, you're creating division. There was never a unity to begin with. Tariq created a fake war, trying to paint yourselves as heroes, and now it's falling flat. At first, you guys say, oh, yeah, it's just us versus the Nigerians. Then the Somalis, Ethiopians, Eritreans, all these people, now South Africans. And when I checked on Tariq's archive, I mean, I was like, man, I've been slacking. So apparently, Tariq and the South Africans, this is not new. They've been going at it forever. So here we go.
Ma'am, slow that little mouth down. Why don't y'all go to white mommy and white daddy and tell them that? That's over there in the condominium across the street from your damn township that's raggedy in your shanty town. Why don't you go across the street to the white community and tell them I don't want you here while y'all living in squalor?
So you notice when the moment Tariq doesn't like what an African person says, he resorts to trying to use, like poor places to insult the African person. So I think the South Africans also are going to learn a lot more about how FBA operates. Yaya King, thank you for the super chat. Yaya said, have you noticed that FBA have different energy towards other immigrants who are not Africans or the Caribbeans? All that tells you how they hate themselves. Of course, they are from the Motisa tribe. That's right. They are everything but not African. Yes, this is right. You're 100% correct in your assessment. They don't have smoke for the Russians, the Ukrainians, the Hispanics and others. But yes, you're right. It seems like it is the black immigrants. It's a sign of self-hatred. Like just look at how he caricatures Africans on the thumbnail. So let's hear the conversation.
The last time I checked, we're not the only ones who have shanty towns. You guys have projects as well, so don't make.
No, that's not. We don't have shanty. That's not a shanty town, ma'am. That's not a shanty town, and the majority of us don't live in the projects.
Tariq, you've been to South Africa. You know how South Africa looks. Okay.
I do.
So
I do.
So you see how, isn't this Tariq the same person used to say, oh yeah, South Africans are living good. It is the Nigerians fleeing their homeland, going everywhere, and we've seen many that made videos. This lady would even mention it, how they talk about how developed South Africa is, but now all of a sudden the South Africans are living in shanty town. He wants to drag her. So yeah, Astros, the alliance. This is what happened to the FBA South Africa alliance. Hey, you are seeing it. You are seeing it.
You're right.
Was as raggedy as you say it is,
ma'am. Y'all live in shanty towns and townships. I didn't see one middle class or upper class black community over there. Not one. Zero.
Stop muting me, dude.
Okay.
If we had.
So that's another thing that Tariq does a lot. He mutes you constantly. Last night I listened to Tariq have a conversation with Chaotic Truth on Twitter Space. Very, very interesting conversation. Very interesting. And I mean, yeah, Tariq is crazy. But let's continue. I mean, I think he knows what he's doing. Because he knows the people that call in, they have so much smoke. hate for Africans and other people. I'm like, what did Africans do to these people? Majority of these people, they probably don't know a single African, not a single African, but they all somehow have a story. So here we go.
Shanty
Didn't see
towns, then
no
why
no let's keep it. Yeah, you're right. I have been over there. I did not see one middle class or upper class black community. Not one. I saw all the black folks in the
stop
townships.
muting me?
You notice how Tariq is now putting the South Africans down. He is trying to say there is not a single upper class black neighborhood in South Africa. I mean, come on. So, like, it's weird to me how, like, the pleasure comes from, because remember, the narrative is coming from the FBA. 1 minute they are victims, but you notice they are the same people that are taking shots at other black people. Remember they said, oh, we should all come be on code based in skin color, and they said the white supremacists are worst. Which white supremacist do you see sitting there throwing shots at Africans like he does? I mean, go check his archive. Everything is African. So here we go.
Shanty towns. So you're not going to play the comparative game.
Well, in the beef between South African blacks and Nigerians, this is what the Nigerians accuse the South Africans of as well, to say they are living poor. So here we go.
No, we don't live like that over here, ma'am.
Why are the Americans bloody tethers coming here if we are living in shanty towns? They even have a flippin' Facebook group encouraging each other to move to South Africa. We don't want you guys here, man. Like, for real. Like,
Well,
leave us alone.
how come you're not telling the Boers that?
Which boys? We're
All
chasing
the
everybody
white
out. All
supremacists.
of them. Everybody must go and leave us
No,
alone.
no,
We
you ain't
don't.
got the smoke. You ain't got the smoke for Zaddy, the white people who run everything over there, and they like 8% of the damn population.
So you notice when this woman told Tariq that, tell your people you guys got to go, you can't stay here. You notice what he didn't say to her? He didn't say, "Oh, we fought, we freed you guys from, apartheid." He did not say that. So when he meets the people from the real place, he is not saying this. So here we go. And plus, it's weird. He could be talking to somebody from Djibouti. He would, oh, we freed the South Africans. What's that have to do with a person from Djibouti? But, you know, it's like, hey, I'm black and I say so. Here we go.
Why aren't you barking on them and telling them they need to bounce? Why is all your vitriol towards Foundation of Black Americans, and we're the ones who helped you get out of apartheid?
Boom. There we go. You guys thought I was being honest, right? You guys thought I was being honest when I said he wouldn't throw that in. I was throwing you off. But here we go.
You're not muted, ma'am. You're not muted. Go ahead.
You've been muting me. What's wrong with you?
Abasola,
Listen,
go ahead,
Tariq,
dear.
my smoke right now is for you guys. I don't want you guys coming here. Once we're done with you, then we'll deal with the white people. But right now, I don't want
Okay,
you.
yeah, the white people have been over there whooping that ass for the longest. You ain't got no smoke for them, but the black folks over there trying to build something with you, because that's what black folks go over there to do.
So, you see how Tariq is trying to create the narrative? So, the blacks, according to him, are from here. So, he's saying the South Africans are getting beat up by the whites. You notice how is everybody getting beat up all black groups are getting beat up except them. You see? But the woman is like, okay, I get it. You guys got to go. He's like, no, we over there, trying to build. What are you building? Like, what is Tariq even doing? You see? I mean, it's crazy how, like, he comes online and this is how he's talking. And other blacks, they think this is entertaining. So they love it. So let's hear more of him telling the South African woman about herself.
They
We
don't
don't
go over
want
there
that.
exploiting you
Build something in
because is that
America.
is
No,
that is that
build it
jealousy?
in America, Tariq. Build
Well,
it in
they
America.
they
Like,
they
for
have it.
real. You're gonna come here and
If a black person is going over there with some paper, best believe they got paper over here, and they're just expanding globally. You best
the
believe they
same way
got paper
Africans are
here.
coming that side, but you
No,
He keeps muting her. So you're saying you're bringing paper. If this were true, why is she saying? She says she don't want your paper. I mean, take your paper and leave.
y'all coming over here and getting our resources. It's way different. Oh, it's a way different thing. You coming over getting our resources.
find African
Sawabona, come on, sis, Sawabona. I don't have you blocked, Sawabona.
Sawubona, yebo, Tariq. At least now you see you're learning my language, but you don't want me to learn Tethnanese.
Oh, you guys remember when I mentioned Tariq's language, the foundational Black American language, the other day, the one guy said I was making it up. Well, you're hearing it from his own mouth.
It's called
Listen,
Tutneys. Yes, I don't want you learning.
whatever it
Tutneys.
is, I don't care. But listen, what I'm saying is when Africans come that side, best believe they're very educated, more educated than you guys will ever be. They're very smart. That's why you guys are so mad at these people, because we are so much smarter than you guys.
Then
So
why
you're
are
feeling
y'all walking around shitting on the streets in South Africa and you're living in raggedy townships if you're so smart?
if we're living in raggedy townships, why are you guys coming here? Like,
Lady's got a good point. So he's trying to shame her. Say, so what's this obsession with trying to? If they say Nigerians, people just go number two all over. Now they're having the same thing with the South Africans, and they're repeating that same thing. So the strategy is the one story. All Africans have to share the story written for Africa. So, and he wants you to go along with it. Chuku, thank you for the super chat. Chuku said, if you can convince the lowest FBA that he is higher than the highest African, then he won't notice that Tariq is picking their pockets. It's it's a racket. Sounds like it. This can be real. But here we go.
To get some of the resources there that you're not getting. That's why. Because we're not going over there living in the townships.
and we're definitely not coming there living in townships as well. We're coming there to work.
Because we don't
Just
have
like you
townships
guys.
over here. We don't have townships in shanty
What do
towns.
you
We have projects, ghettos. There's a difference. That is true. Projects and ghettos.
have projects?
We don't. So we don't. The majority of us don't live in the
Townships are
project.
way better than projects.
And the projects are condominiums compared to the townships over there,
Have you
ma'am.
been to Soweto? Soweto is not a project, honey. It is not.
Ma'am,
It's not
ma'am, those are shanty towns over there. People are living in shipment barge containers over there, ma'am. Let's stop playing. Mhm. If you were so smart, if you're so smart, why are you living in a shipment container?
So, but okay. So if America is all good and well, then why are
No,
people?
ma'am, don't listen to the logic here. You're talking about how much smarter you are. I've been there, ma'am, and I'm not saying this out of vitriol. People are over. There's whole communities of people living in shipping containers, ma'am. Oh, yeah, that's smart. You want to brag about smartness?
So yeah, Arcadia, just like you said it. So Tariq is saying, hey, our our white zaddy treats us better than you. So it's like bragging about, what their white zaddy does for them. Doesn't it sound like that? White zaddy competition. But here we go.
Okay, Tariq. Anyway, my closing statement is listen, all
Right.
right?
You realize how silly
Um,
you realize how silly.
listen, no, no, no.
Sure.
I think we're running around in circles, but what I'm saying is, Tariq, at the end of the day, um, people that come in America, they're coming there to work, just like how you guys are coming here to work. But if you guys don't want that, then everybody should stay where they stay. Do you
Well, they're
understand what
going
I'm
over there to
saying?
build. They're going over there to build. They're going
We
over there
don't
to business.
want that. We're all good.
Tariq is trying to force in FBA is coming there to build. The lady said, we don't want you to build what you're building. We don't want what you're building. Okay? Tariq is like, nah, begging her, nah, man, you gotta just let us keep talking smack and we should be able to still come over. So here we go.
Well, no, they're not. The person, listen, the Foundation of Black Americans who's over there, they're not taking anything from you. You just hate the fact that a black person comes over there and they're just doing better and you had nothing to do with it. That's what's
Oh, so how come when we that are here, when we make that point, so he's saying, oh, so now he said they are just mad because black person comes there and do better than them. So isn't the black South Africans, wouldn't they be the reason for black people to be able to come there? They laid the foundation. The FBAs that are fleeing going there, they should be thanking those South Africans for laying the foundations, for going out there. We have tapes of them, you know, going toe to toe with white supremacy, all recorded. So you see how Tariq is disrespecting the black South Africans who laid the foundation for even the FBA to be thinking about moving to South Africa. You see how this can be reversed? But in the case of the South Africans, no, 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 no. They are the ones that magically freed those people. So therefore, they're just going over there to build. So the goalpost keeps moving, just like the identity shifts. 1 minute, they are Moors. Another minute, they are Native Indian. Another minute, they are Olmecs. I mean, you name it. So here we go.
bothering you. It's just the
Such a
psychic
hypocrite.
jealousy. You're just upset because Foundation of Black Americans come over there and they're not using a dime of your money, none of your taxes. They can come over there and set up shop and get it popping. And that
And
bothers
and what bothers you is
Tariq is projecting. Tariq is projecting.
what bothers you is that Africans come over there, they're not using any of your money.
you, which is a
They're
lie.
coming there.
Oh, so, oh, so you see, so now Tariq is going to say yes. The Africans, we come here and use their money, but somehow they don't use the money of the black South Africans, even though it's their tax dollars that built the country. But no, so they're not using those people's money, but the Africans are coming here to use their money, according to him. If this were true, why would he be begging about reparation? So,
It's a lie. The minute you get here, there's the DACA programs, which is
see, he's lying about DACA. DACA is people who cross the border. That's Hispanics, like majority people that like their parents brought them here as children. They crossed over, so they are not citizens. So since they grew up here, went to school, they have this immigration program called DACA. So basically, they giving them work permits to renew it, every few years. I guess to try to walk them to the path of citizenship. So he just says anything he hears. your average FBA, what do they know? Oh yes, oh we heard DACA on TV, but you think they're gonna look up what DACA is about? No. So as long as you are somebody who immigrated to America, they can, a black, they can just apply it to you to score points. It doesn't have to be factual, but they just say it. Tariq says it, and therefore they believe in what Tariq says. Not all, but most.
It's my tax dollars, okay? The minute people cross a border, they're eating my tax. I mean, the minute they cross the border, they're eating off my money. All right? Way different. We don't do that. We don't go eat off the poor people over there or anybody. We bring our own.
So you hear he's not making sense there. So the main event itself, let's hear him go at it with this South African guy who's calling Tariq out saying, look, you guys have just been talking on the internet, are you guys even relevant in the political scene in the US anymore? Good question. Because even Kamala is not talking about the blacks. But here we go.
Folks in here. Oh, goodness. Let me get Malone. Let's get Malone, and then we'll get Captive Dreamer in the building. Malone? What's up, Malone? Malone. What's up, brother?
Nothing much, Tariq. I'm appreciating the conversation as always, but I've always been curious. Considering that you guys are going into the elections, you've got the execution of your fellow FBA there. I think it's Marcellus something,
Right.
And I'm wondering where's like the political will, because it seems like coming from a country, and I'm speaking about South Africa, coming from a country that's politically astute. We see what's happening, and we're seeing that the FBA movement seems like it's tethering down, as you'd use the word.
Exactly. So you notice the guy is calling him out, because he's right. Okay, all this talk about reparations. Last time we kept hearing reparation. Now you guys are saying, so-called black woman. So I think they secretly have accepted that Kamala is in fact Irish and Hindu, because first of all, you go look at the, like you talk about the hierarchies. Her mother is a Hindu Brahmin. Those people practice the caste system. Like, they're not even gonna consider marrying a black person. So, they're like, oh, she's Jamaican, as if all Jamaicans are black. Didn't you guys see the, Chinese Jamaican woman telling those Americans in Patois to leave her country of Jamaica? And Phil and the other FBAs, they started crying, talking about, we can't believe she in a black country. It's black majority, but Jamaica is not a black country. Okay, Jamaica got all kind of people there. They got white. I've met, white Jamaicans. I've met Indian Jamaican. I've met Chinese Jamaican. You guys remember Sean Paul, right? Sean Paul. Sean Paul got that. Light skinned guy, mortician. Yeah, he is mixed with many different races. So Jamaica got all all different races. It's not just blacks. But here we go.
It doesn't seem like you guys are one. It doesn't seem like you guys have a voice. It seems like white supremacy has you by the neck.
And you're from South Africa?
Hey, do you guys see the thumbnail? So the South Africans were making fun of Nigerians in their beef with Nigerians about bushmeat. So Tariq, he put apparently somebody barbecuing. This is supposed to be a South African grilling some bushmeat. You see? So the obsession with bushmeat is just crazy. FBA, if you want to enjoy some bushmeat, just Just ask the Africans. We'll hook you up. Okay? Even over here, like deer, venison is bushmeat. And for some of you in the south that eat raccoons and possums, those are all bushmeat. Okay? Rabbits. Yeah, that's what bushmeat is. Bear. So here we go.
Yeah, I am.
That's a major projection, ain't it?
How so?
White supremacy got us by the neck, and you're sitting over there living in a shipping container, and the white people are in condos right across the street, and they got
There's
us.
literally black people in condos as well. So I don't know what you're talking.
So you see, Tariq like to say, oh, it is white supremacy that spreads, misinformation about black people around the world. But he is telling people that, oh, the South Africans, black South Africans live in shipping containers. It is the white people living good. Just because the guy is asking him simple question, it seems like you guys are tethering down. We're not hearing reparation in the U.S. election. They're not even mentioning the blacks. I mean, yeah, the guy's like, yo, what's up? If anything, we just see some of these, zesty, black dudes on CNN and all these other, news sites, pretty much twerking. We see the, light skinned race hustler, got caught by the white woman, and now he's running all over the place, you know, trying to explain why he's not into snow bunnies. I've told you guys, they, they are into snow bunnies. Okay, this is why they shame them. Here, let me see. Yeah, King, thank you for the super chat. He said they have seen us rise, and they are scared. Well, Tariq, Tariq is being confronted by the South African guy. Thank you for the super chats, guys. Okay, let's continue here.
I really, sir, I didn't been over there, the homeland. Y'all, 90% of the
Yeah, it
population.
doesn't mean if you're here for a
It
day, you know everything of what's going on. I'm telling you what's.
is, sir. Y'all live in shanty towns over there, sir, and the white supremacists are living high off the hog. You cannot sit up here and talk about how they got us by the neck and how we're tethering down. It's 43 million foundational Black Americans. We're not tethering anywhere. We're doing good. 43 million foundational Black Americans. We ain't going nowhere. We're standing strong for our lineage, sir.
Okay, are you going to continue muting, or are you going to allow me to
Yeah,
have?
but I'm
You see, he mutes the people. I want you guys to hear the conversation. So this is why some of those his followers that hide in his bubble, they need to step out of the bubble and get, some real analysis of what they are listening to. So he's saying, oh, 43 million FBA. So the people that he is saying, oh, the tethers, the Caribbeans, the Africans, if they remove the number there, you will be less than 43 million. Think about that. But here we go.
Are we going to have a conversation? Is what I'm asking.
going to address. If you say something weird, I'm going to address it.
It's
Now
not
go.
weird. It's factual. There's
No, it
literally okay. Go Google a
ain't.
white
I have the link in the chat, and if you want to join the conversation, by all means, hit the link and come through.
township. There's literally white people in slums in South Africa.
Sir,
So the narrative.
sir, you got. Sir,
This is true. I've seen documentaries of white South African homelesses. So you see, like, it looks like FBA lookups to the whites like gods. Like he doesn't, like, where's Tariq acting like white person cannot be homeless? So here we go.
there are no upper or middle class areas full of Black people over there, and you
Please,
know it.
please Google that. Don't say that in public because you're gonna embarrass yourself
They
whenever you have
ain't,
to come to South Africa. So
ain't
the
hell
question
the
to you is
Black places. Now you're changing the subject. You don't have
I'm
any,
not
so
changing the subject. I'm going
go
back to
ahead.
my initial point.
Don't project.
My
Don't project your
my initial
failure.
point, my initial point, if you allow me to speak, is
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna let you speak, but don't project your failure in your own homeland onto us. That's all I'm saying. Now go ahead.
okay, fine. Okay, fine. So let's ignore everything. Going back to my initial question, considering the fact that you guys, you're claiming to delineate, you're doing all of this, yet for some reason, I'm seeing that there isn't any political inclination. It doesn't seem like you guys are represented anyway where it matters. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, because we got a lot of tethers.
Boom. You see, the guy asked him a very good question. He himself said 43 million, right? They have foundation to here. They laid the foundation. So now, so remember, I told you guys it's either white supremacy or tethers. So watch who he's about to blame. If since he knows that that his agenda is irrelevant to the politics of the day. So he guess who he's about to blame? You guessed it right. Black immigrants.
In these positions who have wiggled and weaseled their way into these positions, and they're undermining us. When we get a reparations task force or any other task force going on, we find out that there's a lot of these undercover tethers that's infiltrating them. This is why we're saying enough is enough. But political astuteness or not, we're going to be fine because we've always looked out for each other and we're looking out for each other. So we're going to be good, political or any other way. We're going to be fine as long as we're not living in shanty towns.
Okay, explain to me how.
Defecating in the streets like you do over there, sir. We're good. We're still good. But go ahead.
We have homeless people everywhere, so that's
Homeless, nothing.
So you see the energy he has for other blacks. So he blames the quote unquote others. Let's listen to the South African guys. Next question. All these questions are roasting, these so-called FBAs, by the way, because the guy's like, okay, we know this. The politicians are not even talking about you. Like, what is happening? You're not moving the needle. Oh yeah, it's the tether's fault. Yeah, it is the tether's fault. Okay.
They're homeless, nothing. That's not homeless. Where people are just walking to work and they just cop a squat right on the sidewalk
there's
and pull.
literally videos of a guy who walked from work and his colleagues donated a car in your country, and there's plenty of videos like that. So, as again, going back to my initial,
That's homeless or crazy. All right. Yeah. People ain't really walking around defecating in the streets when we got toilets all over the place.
Not true. I've been to San Francisco. I've been to San Francisco, like, um, walking down, trying to go, board those trains. I mean, those undergrounds, people are defecating all over, even in the street. Yeah, yeah, that, like, I've seen it. Even out here, some areas, you see it. So, what is Tariq talking about? The link is in the chat, guys. Hit the link. Come join the conversation.
Yeah. If somebody's over here defecating in the streets, their mind is gone. There's toilets literally
yeah,
everywhere.
don't confuse us with Nigeria. We're not Nigeria. So,
So, you see, um, so the South Africans were telling the Nigerians that they, they don't have toilets because that was also FBA talking point, right? But what they don't understand to an FBA person, all Africa, like Africa is a country. Yeah, Africa is a country. This is why you would see somebody, tell you like, like they're like super African. Like they would tell you, oh, they have ancestry from South Africa, Gambia, Nigeria, all these countries. You're like, damn, man, like you're like a super African. Or, even Egypt, like all these places, like one person from all these places. So So yeah, here we go.
think that
I done been there. I done seen it with my own eyes in South
yeah,
Africa, sir.
In
No,
Nigeria.
I know. Don't you
Don't
tell
continue.
that. I've seen it there. I've seen it in South Africa with my own eyes. I'm not trying to denigrate South Africans. I've seen it there, sir. Not
It
no,
tells me a lot. It tells me a lot of.
I saw it there. I saw people just kind of walking down the street and just casually pull their pants down in
Let me
traffic.
speak. Let me
Of
speak.
a lie. You're not going to tell me what I did.
Do you guys think like to Tariq he thinks he's being funny, but he is like I mean the way other people used to picture FBA, they if because the American TV sold the FBA really well to the world, but more and more people are Africans are listening to this, like that's dropping, whatever, you know, stock that the white people built for the FBA. Because out there, most people know FBA for entertainment. So yeah. Oh, I see you back there. I'll bring you in a second.
Let me
Right?
speak. Let's have a conversation. Stop muting. Let's stop muting. So
Yeah, but
again, you mentioned that you have
I
43 million.
want the whole lying foreigner routine. That's so played out in such a
I'm
stereotype.
speaking to the point.
So yesterday I was listening to Tariq have conversation with Chaotic Truth. As you guys know, Chaotic was born and raised in America. As far as I know, I've never heard him even say he's been to another country. But listen to Tariq's argument. He's telling this guy who's from South Africa, born and raised, he only visited, he now knows South Africa all through and through. But he was arguing with Chaotic, who was born and raised here, never been anywhere else. He was arguing with him that guy does not know America or know black people, but he is from here. But with him, Tariq, he just can just go to, he been to South Africa. He was probably there for a week, and guess what? He's seen everything. He knows that all the black South Africans live in shanty towns. There is no upper middle class black neighborhoods. So he's saying all these things, but would want to argue again. Like they would tell you, even like you've seen people come up here, try to tell me, oh no, oh you don't know us, you don't know America. Like, sir, um, I've lived here for over 20 something years. Oh no, you still don't know the place. But this same person can go to a place for 1 week, a week, and then they become an expert of that place. So, I mean, I guess the blacks have a different type of intelligence than the rest of us.
Point you made. You said you are 43 million FBA strong.
Right. Yes, why? I don't have you muted.
If you stop muting, maybe I'll get my point across. So you mentioned
Okay,
that you
you
have
got
43 million. Here's my question, and I'll stop. You have
I
43
said, well,
million, and you're speaking
yes.
about tethers. How are you being defeated by people who come from a third world into your own country?
We're
So
not
explain that to me.
we ain't defeated. We're not
You don't
defeated.
represent.
Guys, good question. Good question. So, in the beginning, when the guy said, how come you can't move the political needle? Who did he blame? The tethers. Apparently, the tethers are in power. The tethers, mind you, people that fled from, dusty countries, third world countries, you, the super smart black, how did these tethers come here and overpower you according to Tariq? See, he can't answer that question. Majority of the people, black people in Congress are quote unquote FBA, mayors, police, like you go to Baltimore, places like that, the police force, school districts, These are black people. He wants to sell, a narrative to the world, to others, like blacks are just here, they're like slaves in chains, when clearly there are blacks in powerful political positions. How many FBAs are in the Supreme Court? How many? So all these tethers that he's talking about, where are they? So you notice even other black Americans, when they disagree with him, they become a tether. But here we go.
Anything you're not represented where it matters. So you keep mentioning the tethers, and I'm
Let's see.
asking you,
We're fine.
I'm asking you where the mumbo jumbo spirit that you guys talk about.
And sir, you're projecting. You're defeated as you living in shanty towns when you got the white foreigners living high off the hog. That's defeated. We're not defeated. We're not living like that. We got some political misleaders that we're getting straightening with. We're not defeated. See, that's wishful thinking on your behalf. Because see, you want us to be down bad like you are, and we're not, sir. We're not down bad like you. We're fine as foundational black Americans. We ain't struggling for food. We're not hunting and gathering peanuts and acorns and bushmeat. We're not crapping on the streets. We're fine. We ain't defeated. Yeah, we got some political tethers trying to undermine us, and we're getting some damn straightening. And we're getting on code like y'all should have been getting on code. You see?
So
And
the
we're making
FBA is
progress
on
with
code
getting on
according to
code.
him.
I'm all for having a certain political.
All right. So you guys hear that? That's the leader of FBA. IS Productions. Welcome to the Afridamus Report. IS, unmute yourself. IS, can you hear me? Unmute yourself. Oh, I don't know what happened to his internet. It didn't work. But guys, so you heard it. So that means all along, all the story that Tariq was telling us, about, racism, white supremacy, it was all false. Because you heard him, he said, you know, they are fine. Do you see how easy it is to get the truth out of the leader of FBA? Now all of a sudden, they are fine. But before, like he was talking about, they are victims of white supremacy. So therefore, they need reparations. So he talks on, both sides of his mouth. And one thing they're on code for is people just accepting the lie. I mean, this is why if you go back, even here on this channel, go back, you will see I did um, a broadcast here a while back about this black stuff, right? And I did a show about the new blacks. The new blacks. Go back and watch it and see see the people on the thumbnail and the people I spoke about. Kamala was one of them. I talked about it, right? So so the blackness already is confusing. So we all watching people who 1 minute, because people would like to say, "Oh no, Tariq is not the leader," but he is. He sets the agenda. He sets what the narrative need to be. Boy oh boy, but the stereotype for Africans, all Africans, by the way. Here, let's. IS, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah.
Uh,
Thank you for having me.
hey, what do you think about the alliance that FBA was always talking about that they have with the black South Africans.
Yeah,
And
they were trying. Yeah, they
and
were
the
trying.
conversation you're hearing here.
Yeah, like it's Tariq is just being Tariq. You know what I mean? Because they were thinking about creating an alliance against West Africans, us West Africans. I guess. I guess that didn't go well, huh? Yeah. So you have a good point because I think Tariq is like one of those FBA people. It's like it's indictment of the American influence dying around the world. You know what I mean? Because like you said, back in the '90s, they used to have
Yeah,
all this television, all that media they complain about. The white supremacy media is the one that make them look good around the world. So now they
that's
don't
what I'm
have that.
saying.
Huh?
Exactly. Oh, look at Mark. So you see what he wrote? He said Afridamus is trying to cause division. Typical Tether. So
Mhm.
he's accusing me of uh, causing division. Didn't he
Mhm.
just hear the video I just played here?
I think these people they don't have no schooling education. I think it's like sometimes it's frustrating talking to them. You can't do nothing about them. Just shake your head because they don't know how dangerous what they're doing is. They don't know how dangerous it is. Like in the next few 10 years
Right.
or so, they're gonna be. Everywhere they go in Africa, they're gonna be looked at as if like the worst people on earth. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
that's a bad representation for all of them. They just don't know that.
Hmm.
Look, the South Africans used to look up to these people, but now look what they're doing to themselves. They're creating this hate and they spreading all this bad news about themselves around West Africa, all over Africa. But it's like they don't know their number is growing up in Africa. They're going to Africa like in record numbers, but they still have this group of people that's just out there. They listen to Tariq and creating all this chaos for themselves. You know, that's
Yeah,
bad
and
for them.
like Tariq, you know, um, if you notice when he first started it, there were many even Africans that like they took him serious. They thought he is genuinely they're fighting reparation and all that.
Yeah,
But
we used to support them. Matter of
if you
fact.
notice now, more and
Hmm.
more other Africans, when you mention FBA, they laugh at it like they make it a joke.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because back in the days, I used to go over there. I used to support them because I mean, remember when they started with Yvette Canal? They used to be
Yes.
Adolf first.
Mm-hmm.
I used to support them at first. I was like, okay, it's about reparation. They're trying to delineate for reparation business. We don't need that money. We Africans don't need that money. We got our own. We can get our own reparation if we want to. We can go to England or wherever, colonize us, and tell them to give us ours. So if they're trying to delineate, so we don't get that, we don't care. They can have their stuff. And then they kind of morphed into a hate group, and all of a sudden they went to Trick came over and then just took over because that's why Trick and Canel don't even Yvette Canel they don't have no they like enemies now because of that, because they're two scammers, so both of them are scammers, so they like fighting each other, so Trick kind of came over and took over the
Well,
whole thing. Now they turned to a hate group.
if you look at it around America in major cities, the people that like in Chicago, even um, it is there are Hispanics that are displacing actual black people.
And that's what I don't get that.
Uh-huh.
I don't get why they have the smoke for Africans, but don't have the smoke for them, like the Venezuela. Look what Venezuela is doing them to in Chicago, all over the place in America. Besides the Mexicans already took over everything they got. You know, in the cities. I used to live in California at one point. The cities that used to be like all FBA now they're nothing but Mexicans over there. But Tariq don't care about that because they want the Mexicans. They like the light skinned women and all that. They want to be a part of their meals. That's why they've been all over the world. That's why they everything but Africans. They like those people. So that's why they don't have smoke for them.
But do you see how he caricatures Africans on the thumbnails?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I saw this show. He was doing another show the other day. Like they have this guy, right? He's a comedian in TikTok. I don't know what country he came from in Africa. So the last show he had, he was over there making fun of the guy. He said this guy's a monkey. He's compared the guy to a monkey eating a banana and all of that. So that's what he does. It's like I don't know.
Do you think this is damaging Tariq and his group's reputation,
Oh,
among different African groups?
oh yeah, oh yeah. It's already done. He already done that. I mean, because he's already. I mean, it's just growing now because a lot of Africans are coming out online. They start seeing this stuff more and more. Even people in Africa, Africans in Africa are now seeing this stuff online. You know what I mean? Because that's what the South Africans are calling. And Africans nowadays they have internet, is they have phones and all that. They can see stuff like this when they come online. it's not just us that's here in America that's the problem. Now the danger is for those Africans in Africa, because Africans, you don't mess with them like that. They're very patient people. Once they turn against you, especially South Africans, you playing a dangerous game against them because there are people over there, a lot of them right now over there in the South Africa,
Right.
and they don't want to be the next Nigerians. You know what I mean? So
Well,
it's gonna
they
be bad for
already
them.
saying they gotta leave, and Tariq is mocking them.
Yeah, they're playing a dangerous game against Africans in Africa. For us here, the terrorists here in America, we don't care really. You know what I mean? Because we know how Tariq is. He's just a clown. Because that's what, like, when they mention his name now, we think it's KKK now. We just leave him alone. But
Well,
once
well, that's what
yeah.
I'm trying to, the point I'm trying to get across. Because some of them they just laugh, hee kiki, like I'm
They think
like,
it's a funny game. To them it's
yeah,
a funny game. That's why, like, they're very hypocritical. That's why, like, when that lady from Guinea, when she made that statement, all they said, "Oh, we were just clowning, we just clown." Or
right,
sometimes I'm like, okay, if you just clowning, she just clowning too. So why you complaining now?
right,
So you just, like, they don't want to take anything serious. They just, you see how when they do clowning, they only clown Africans. They don't go against other group. You see.
right.
'Cause if you could remember back, I don't know, about 2 years ago when Carrie Irvin, the basketball player,
Oh yeah,
he,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, he came out there, he trying to claim like he's black
He
this, he's
blew.
black that.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. And they shut him down real quick. They shut out his money and all of that. They
right, right,
don't mention that stuff no more.
right.
So
Yeah, yeah. This is you're 100% correctly. Yeah, when he promoted some movie about the Hebrew thing, like
correct, correct.
I mean, because if you look at it, what do you think his Tariq's end goal is? Do you think this is about money
I
or
think it's I think it's about money, man. Because for me, it's like, well, what is he trying to do? Because it's about money. And then the unfortunate thing is, like, you got this group, these hateful groups, right? That likes him, like this Motisa group. Because some of them are confused. They don't know where they are, where they come from. So it's like it's misleading these people, man. Instead of taking them to see the truth, he's misleading them for money. So he's
right,
gonna left them dry, high and dry later on. Because even when he opened his museum, like, sometimes he got all those, you see, the people he surround himself around. He surround himself with all white people. Like his mother-in-law is white. It's all the people he employs are not even FBAs. But these people, they can't even see that. So he's gonna leave him high and dry later on in life. Once he get all this money, he's just gonna move on. He don't even live around them. He live like in a gated community in somewhere in I think he lives in California or something like that.
right. Well, the thing is, there is like, it seems like there is more. Literally, there's like little sub channels that
Hmm.
have popped up. This is what, so these are like his little followers. They
Correct.
also are spreading, the same virus to their little following. And you get some of these people that come here and say, "Oh, Afridamus, you're the one spreading this." No, I'm trying. Like, there are Africans who hear this, they get surprised, they get shocked, like they don't understand what they're hearing. So I
I've see
break it
actually.
down.
Actually, you helping them out. You helping them out to see how they look like to the world, but they don't want to see. You know what I mean? So they can stop all this nonsense. They just want to see. They just want to blame everybody else.
And
That's their
and and
problem.
and have you noticed how he said, "Oh, they're the ones that laid the foundation for other blacks to be able to come here." But when
That's the
it came
biggest
to
lie.
but see, when it came to the South African, mind you, that's their country. They
Mhm.
fought, and laid the foundation. But with them, he said, "No, no, no, no. They didn't do anything for other people." Do you see how, the blatant, disrespect to other groups?
Oh yeah, yeah. They'll always say that. When it comes to them, it's always like, "Oh, we made the foundation. We match for you guys." When that could be that could even be further from the truth. It's like when they were doing the civil rights movement, they weren't thinking about Africans, and Africans have been coming here way before that. The
Oh
only thing
yeah.
we benefit from civil rights is like some rights that we have here. Maybe the rights to join the military. When you come here, you get you can join, you can work at certain places. Those yeah, we can give
Well,
them that credit. But whether it's them or not, we would be able to come to America just like we're going to Europe, we're going everywhere in the world. So
well,
that's
on
not.
on Twitter, I heard one, guy talking about, yeah, their ancestors fought. He said they fought in world wars. Like, my grandfather fought in World War II.
Yeah, they were recruiting people from
African,
Africa.
yeah, Africans. Africans fought in the world wars,
Yeah.
and like
It's like they
I
don't
guess
get it. They don't read history. They don't read history. They hear somebody else say something, they have to repeat. They don't even check to make sure it's true or not. Just go over it. That's why they embarrass themselves online every day, And it's making their influence in Africa is dropped now
that's what I'm
significantly
saying, because
you know.
remember before, many Africans actually think most blacks are educated, very educated,
Yeah.
but now when Africans are hearing
These kind of
this,
things, it's exposing them online. Is exposing them. They're exposing themselves online, and Africans are looking at them like, "What is the people that I was thinking like they there's something or something?" You know what I mean? Because and it's like it's unfortunate, because it's bad for them. It's bad. Another lie they like to spread too is like Africa never fought for them. They never stood on business. Like they think protesting is standing on business. Africa actually took a weapon and fought against the enemy. You know what I mean? So they
right,
don't even know all of those issues. Like we have the Mau Mau from Kenya all the way down to South Africa, where they have the Zulus fighting against all those people. They actually defeated those people. You know what I mean? And that's
right.
why like we majority in our continent, because they claim they're from America, right? But what happened to them? The European came and kicked their ass and reduced their numbers. They should think about stuff like that before they talk about, oh, you guys are the majority. That's actually a compliment for us. He's talking about we the majority. Yeah, we the majority for a reason. That's why like we don't allow outside to come over and took over our land and take the population too. So they should think about when they say that, like as if saying we the majority is an insult. It's not.
Yeah, and it's just it's just it's crazy, because they spread information like Tariq, because most of them they look at Tariq like a historian,
Yeah, that's what they do.
and the fact of the matter is like he is representing himself as this is what their image is, and people are following him, and he is like he spoke about Dakar, clearly, like, so that means all along he is presenting himself as this knowledgeable person bringing information to the blacks, but he's misleading them. He doesn't even know what Dakar is. You
Yeah,
know
most
that
of them don't know.
Antonio Moore.
Mm-hmm.
So him too. I heard him say the same thing one time. He's like, "Oh, these Nigerians come here. They use Dakar. I cannot go to Nigeria and use Dakar." I'm like, dude,
Yeah,
if
they
you
don't
go
even
to
know what DACA is. Yeah, that's the
yeah,
problem.
yeah. So it's like so much energy for Africans. Let me bring in St. James. St. James, welcome to the Afridamus Report.
Yeah, how you
Thank you
doing,
for
St.
having
James?
me. But for some reason, it's echoing very bad on my side.
Oh, really? Can you?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can hear. I hear you just fine
Yeah,
though.
yeah. We can hear you just fine. Are you still in YouTube?
Hello, St. James. We can hear you now. Yeah, I think something wrong because when I was trying to come in, it was like I was
I'm
having
sorry.
that issue too.
Oh, there you go. St. James, go ahead.
Okay, now, now can you hear me better?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
St.
we can
James,
hear you.
are you shocked by the? Remember, they used to tell us the alliance between FBA and Black South Africa. St. James, can you hear me?
Yes, it's still not good on my side.
Yeah,
Oh,
go out and come back in, man. That's
Okay,
why I asked
okay.
you earlier.
Let me try that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think something wrong because I was trying to. I was having the same issue too earlier.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I think Tariq is trying to mess us up over it.
Yeah, yeah. He's probably like, oh, those debtors are over there.
Yeah, talking about me. Yeah,
talking
and
about me.
the
Let me
funny
call.
thing is,
Let me call White Zaddy, so White Zaddy
yeah.
can put some interception on this debtors internet. If
Yeah,
they have that power, that's the type of stuff they will be doing, and they'll be messing with Africans instead of
yeah.
other people.
And you know what? These people they don't even know how Africans are very relentless when it comes to fighting, right? They think Africa is some of these weakest people out there. just ready to lay down for them. They want. It's like they feel they have a superiority complex over Africans. That's why they think they can just talk about Africans. They don't want you to respond. That's why when you respond, they're like, "Oh, you guys talk about us all the time," but they can have lives and talk about us for days.
But he even made songs about Africans.
I know.
How many
I hear that.
songs?
A lot of them. I already hear all kinds of songs. So
Let's bring in St. James. St. James, is your internet working now?
St. James, are you under the FBA Theta channel or something like that?
Oh, St. James, unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, I got you now. Okay.
Oh no, unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, what do you want to add on to this, St. James?
Oh, well, I mean, okay, I'm showing that the bond is broken, right?
Well, I mean, you remember what we were told.
You know, yeah, man. We were told that, they fought for South Africans and,
Yeah, keep going.
it's kind of surprising that, the South Africans are reacting the way they're reacting, because they're reacting like West Africans now, for some reasons.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Tariq was just being asked, genuine questions.
Yeah.
And he blamed the tethers.
Right, he blamed the tethers. The guy asked him why you ain't got nothing popping. He's like, he's blamed the tether, and the guy came back and said, you know what? So he said we have 50 million deep or 43.
Yeah.
And the tethers are how many? Like 5 million, 3 million?
No, not even that. About 3 million, maybe, or
3
something like
million?
that.
And we're putting in work. And you are mentioning us like it's crazy. That's a victory for the tethers, man. I mean, it's a victory. So yeah, it's a victory, man. The guy is so funny, but like you said, what the end goal is.
Yeah, what do you think about the taxi driver with his cheater, in his Uber driving around?
Well, that part did it, but I heard the beat,
Oh, here it is. See?
Okay. Oh shit.
Yes, I'm speaking to you. Musty tether, where you fleeing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gangster right there. He's sitting with the cheetahs and in his vehicle.
Yeah, that's gangster for real, though.
Yeah, that's gangster, bro. I mean, nothing wrong with that.
He's jealous. He's jealous. They're jealous. FBA, the jealous group.
James, imagine
They don't have a cheater.
if Africans make this, they will be crying.
No, you remember the other day when we were having the conversation with it wasn't related to Black American, and the guy came in and he said, "What does it take for us to unite?" Right?
Right.
This is what's going to unite us. To be honest, I'm being honest with you. This is going to unite us. The more BS that we see is going to unite the African, because most Africans need to see these videos. They need to see these thumbnail, about the kind of unity we will be having. At least this is the kind of unity we have, right?
Right.
That's it. That's the end goal. We're gonna unite just over some BS. That's it.
Yeah. Actually, you're right. Because actually, Tariq is doing us a favor on this one. Because
absolutely, it's so the question that we have been asking for 4 years, we got the answer. Right. We are uniting over some BS. That's it. So I don't care about any African who comes here, in his feeling, talking about Africans need to understand Black American history. It's a BS. That's BS. So I'm glad that you brought it up, because these are the things that Africans go through, right? And we even made it funny on our side, like, okay, that's cool, if that's us, that's us, But on their side, it's like, okay, I mean, we need to learn about something that is important to them, that's dear to them. So, but on us, this is what they need to be learning, like the cheaters and the tethers and the good for nothing. And you see, Tariq Nasheed, right? When he's referring to any black outside the United States, it's like he talks about poverty,
Yes. So,
shitting on
so
the
James,
street.
are you surprised that he went at his South African alliance? Because they used
No,
to say
yeah,
South Africa is is more developed. So you've heard the South Africans,
yeah,
the
that's
things
not
they
even
say about West African. This is
that's
what Tariq is saying about them.
right. So yeah, the South African were used as the the model, right, for the blacks in Africa, right? And when they confront Tariq, give them the same deal he's giving West Africans. So it's the
Tariq
same
started
deal.
Tariq started labeling white Zaddy's work.
Absolutely, and you are right. There are a lot of white folks live in the squalor in South Africa. So yeah, I don't know if you've seen the video. There's a lot of them, in poverty-stricken areas in South Africa. So the guy was right. It's a lot of
And
poverty
I
in
think,
both sides.
Let me read this real
uh,
quick.
yeah,
Spellcaster, thank you for the super chat. They say A1 Africans. We are the dominating black population of the world. 1.4 billion of us in Africa and 25 million of us outside. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. All right, let's bring in Mr. G World. Mr. G, are you there?
Is
Unmute
it
yourself.
Hey,
African
good
G
evening,
War?
bro. Appreciate you for. Can you hear me?
G World, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Where you
Good
calling
evening,
from?
man. Yeah, good evening, man. Appreciate you for having me on, man. Yeah, I've never seen that those videos you just play with those South African brothers and sisters, man. And but I'm not surprised. Um,
G World, are you a tether?
I I mean,
According
according
to
to
the
them, that's what I
yeah,
will be.
yeah, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Florida. I'm
Florida.
Haitian.
Oh, okay. You've called here before, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've been on there
Oh,
before.
yeah, yeah.
I'm the
Okay,
Haitian
I
brother.
remember. Yeah, I remember you. I remember you. So,
Yeah. I'm Haitian.
did you see the thumbnail he made about Haitian, like the cat sandwich?
Oh, I saw that one. I saw that one on Javen Bullets and on Twitter. I mean, I don't watch Tariq Nasheed and none of that. I mean, I've watched them here and there, like whenever I'm browsing on the internet and I see him live. But I already know all the talking points. I know the grift.
Yes.
Even when he's not talking about this FBA ideology, which I think, to be honest with you, and I've said this here before, I'm not against, reparation or none of that, but whenever he's talking about that kind of stuff, you already know exactly all the little steps and tricks he's gonna pull in the conversation. It's like a cassette tape. Just pull it
Right.
and pull it out and press play.
Yeah.
We all have seen all the talking points, and here's the thing though. There are some brothers, FBA brothers. They're not like bad people. I would say they have that sort of like extreme xenophobe like feelings about them. But I think some people they kind of butt into the talking points and they just repeating shit. They're not realizing that they're saying the exact how fucked up the shit that they're saying, man. Because I've had a conversation with a brother today, and and a few people in the past, and I like explain it to him. I'm like, look, man, uh, a lot of you guys, don't have experience with even black foreigners. I can tell. Some of you guys are not from cities where you guys interact with black people like black foreigners like that, and a lot of these people they'll be telling you, oh, yeah, I'm like, okay, my brother, can you please tell me how many Africans have called you lazy? And they're like,
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man. It's ridiculous.
I mean, it's like, yeah, there are some Africans who I'm sure would call them lazy. It calls, but they're not referring to all Black Americans. But you notice the lazy ones are the ones that run with the narrative. It seems like it's like they're looking for other people to join them, to say, oh, it is all these other people who care about me being lazy. I don't care about if somebody's lazy, man. That's between you and your bills. Okay. I mean, like, you don't live with me. I'm not the one taking care of you. I could care
You're
less.
just too busy living your life, trying to pay your
Right.
bills, trying to get by every day. And it's stupid because, like, even if some people will say that shit, like, but it's not the number of people they think is saying that. It's just this over generalized point of view of this whole thing. They act like 99.5% of all black foreigners wake up every damn day talking shit about them or whatnot. And I'm like, this is really crazy. Even if there's a few, like, very small number of people that say that, it's not even like that, man. Every day we wake up, we work with African American people. We break bread with them. We go to church with them. Some of them are our friends. You know what I'm saying? I went to school with many African Americans. High school, college, and military. It was
It
never
doesn't
really
count.
nothing like that.
That doesn't count. They said it doesn't count. We don't know them. Regardless of your what you went through with them, that it doesn't count. Based on what I'm hearing, right? You being here for 15, 20 years doesn't count. You going out with a black American lady doesn't count. You interacting with black American doesn't count. As long as
And,
you're tether, right, it doesn't count. They will keep
that's
saying that
all
you
that
don't.
you're right. You're right. And
Yeah.
you know what? I will even look. I will even agree with most and probably 99% of the all the stuff they say if they apply fucking nuances. That general broad pant, like, as soon as they hear you got an accent or you tell them your parents are, like, they just like, they just stamp it on you. It's really crazy. And this is why, let me say this is the last thing I'm gonna say. This is why I've been looking at people that be jumping on their panel, jumping on their live stream, trying to booty clap for them, trying to shake their booty for fucking Tariq Nasheed, thinking like these people are going to have mercy and they're going to make exception. They have no exception. They have no
It, it,
exception.
even it,
That's
not
that's
it not it
that,
not it,
that's the,
even
that's the Africans. Some of the Africans that love to do that. They would rather come back and try to school us on Black American history, pretending they know them better than we do.
and most
That's
of
what
East Africans
that's
that
what's
does
going
that.
on
Most
YouTube.
East Africans honest.
Yeah, I'm
Let's
sorry.
bring in Nagmizi. Nagmizi,
Opinion black.
welcome to the Afridamus report.
Yeah, please, bring brother Knack. One of the brothers who are very nationalist, but love them some foreign, pretty much tether box. And I tell some of the brothers in the travel space, if they want to be all just strong, superior FBA, show us you are part of FBA. Stay over here in your country and date and marry your beautiful FBA queens. Stop going to Colombia. Stop going to Brazil. Stop going to South Africa. Marry your beautiful FBA queens, please.
All right. Nagmizi, are you there?
Oh, I'm here. I was just waiting for this man to say an R that didn't sound like a W. Your Haitian is showing, sir. Your Haitian is showing very much. But Aphrodamus knows me. I am one of the FBA with nuance because I grew up around people in the Caribbean. But yeah, I'm here. I'm just here to hear the tether tears. When I want to jump in, I'll jump back in.
You wanted to
As
see
much
the.
as I like you, my brother, you're my good brother, cause we share fraternity from the military, so it's just gonna be friendly fire, But it really hurt my heart, like as much as actually. And I'm not trying to, flat your ego, or whatever. Like I fucks with you, and maybe because we have that military kind of, common bond or whatnot. But like sometimes you be on some crazy shit too, my brother. Like you be confusing me, like, and I'm like, you are above that. I know you're too smart for that, and I don't know, man. It's crazy, man. Turkey shit really put a spell on y'all, man.
Wait, but hold on. When have you heard me support Tariq and Sheed?
Oh my brother.
No, no, no. I want anybody here to tell me when I supported Tariq Nasheed. See, I'm an army of one. I don't support any ideology wholesale. That's why there's nuance. And when you say that I'll be wilding, I'd like to hear when I be wilding. See, I'll fire back at anyone, including Black Americans that don't love their own people, self-hating Black Americans. And if it's a non-Black American hating on my people, then I'm gonna fire on them. If it's somebody that's outside of our race, throwing shots at Black Africans, Haitians, or Black Americans, I'm firing at them. So I don't
Can I
see
address
where.
it from that point? I think
Yeah,
you
go
brought
on.
exactly, you put it in perfect context. Like you said, and I think I understand, you know, when you said, like, you know, you have an FBA that's criticizing, you know, their own people, you'll get on them or whatnot. Or from the way I've heard you, you know, sort of criticize people is like people that may just be like, you know, us being like veteran and whatnot. You may feel like you're very patriotic and shit. You know, people that's, you know, criticizing America, and you may get on them because are they trying to say those other places are better than the United States? But when it's a general conversation, people are just talking. Let's say it's a guy like me, because you've done it to me, and I'm not the only one, but I don't really care. I'm not trying to crap out the shit. But like, you were like, oh, you a foreigner. Why you talking about, you know, da 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 da? I'm like, it's a general
No,
conversation.
fill in the da da da, my friend. And this is where your lack of intellect is gonna show. Fill in the da da
It's
da.
not
We're
even
not
like,
gonna do the yada yada. No, you
okay,
said,
okay,
and what it was, you
okay.
were talking crap about Black American women, and I came up here
No,
to defend my sisters.
okay.
So
First of
don't
all,
say da da da. Say what you
okay,
were talking about.
okay. First of all, it was
You're about to
actually
get cooked, sir.
shit.
You're about to get cooked, sir.
No, it's not about to get. It's very simple. It's not even. It's not as deep as you think it is. It's not. It's just people, as you know, the space that we, I guess, we frequent, right? We call it travel space, you know, or some people, some, yeah, I don't agree with it, with that, you know, with that name, passport bro, or whatever. In the travel space, if people are just having a general conversation about dating and things of that nature, or you even say even the Black manosphere space, if people are having conversation about, you know, the dynamics of dating and mating within the United States. I live in the United States. I pay taxes in the United States. I am a citizen of the United States. And I know I'm a tether and all, but I live here. I have a United States experience. So if I'm just talking about the conversation, you know, like in the conversation, I'm talking with some FBA and we talk about just my life here, our life here. And I just talk about dating women here. You will insert yourself and be like, oh, you're criticizing Black people. I'm not criticizing Black people here. I'm just talking about my experience here in the United States. I live here. And I don't like that shit. And you come in the conversation, you be like, well, if it's so good, oh, you're not supposed to complain. Or, you know, pretty much that's what you're trying to say. And I'm like,
Yes,
look, I pay
yeah,
taxes here. I pay taxes here. I have the right to criticize this country and the experience that I have
right.
here.
No, and you absolutely have the right. You paid in to have the right to be critical of a system that you pay into, right? Especially if you came here legally. My issue with you is throwing wholesale shots at the women of my ethnic group. That was the issue. So if I go to Haiti, right, and I'll never go there,
I'm
total
not even one of
Wait,
those
wait,
guys,
hold
but
on,
go
brother,
ahead, though. Go ahead,
hold
though.
on,
You
brother,
got it.
hold on.
I'm not even one
You
of those
know,
guys. I think you confuse me
brother,
with them other
can I
people, but
finish?
you got
Can
it,
I
though.
finish?
You got it.
Can I finish though? Can I finish? Like I was saying, if I were to go to Haiti, never would, total shithole. I would be respectful of the people of Haiti, and
You see
especially I
how he
wouldn't
throws
be
shots
throwing
at you,
shots.
man?
Yeah, of course I'm gonna throw shots. Of course,
Well, you
it
just
is a
complain
shithole.
about him throwing shots at your people, but he throwing
Yeah,
shots at
but
his
that's the
people.
thing. But that's the thing. I'm
What's up
not in
with that?
Haiti. I'm not in Haiti, and let me
But that
finish
don't
my
give you the
point.
right. You see, that
I'm
don't
not.
give.
No,
That's
no.
why
Wait, wait.
you
And
don't
Let him
need
you're
talk,
right
my
to
another,
say.
brother. Let him talk. Let him
and you're another
exactly the
Haitian.
narrative. Let him lay out
Wait, hold
exactly the
on.
narrative that I was
Listen.
talking about. Go
No,
ahead,
wait, but
though. There
listen
you
though.
go.
Listen,
There you go.
I'm getting.
Why
This
are
is a
you here
tether
talking?
attack.
You're not in
This is a
Africa. If
double.
I go
Hold
to
on,
This is a tether
Nigeria,
attack.
I couldn't say X, Y, and Z. If I go to South Africa,
Right,
I couldn't be
right.
talking like
But
this.
wait,
Like,
let me
go ahead.
finish my
Go
point.
ahead. Build
Let
the
me finish
Tariq
my
sheet talking
point.
points, my brother.
No,
Come on. Bring the Tariq
I
sheet
don't give
talking
two
points.
shit about Tariq Nasheed, but again, you can't have an
he's a Trick
intellectual
Nifty
conversation
follower.
where you can let me finish. You think you're gonna talk over me. That doesn't work well for anybody that tries that. So if I were to go to that shithole called Haiti and I chose to live there, last thing I'm gonna do is be talking shit about the Haitian people. And that's my point. So when you do that in my country, I'm gonna throw it back at you and say, look, the women of your country and your country in general is doing a lot worse than my country. That's why you chose to come there. So when you're there, show some respect to the people that were there first. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
So
Let's
by your
bring in
point,
Mac.
by your point, then, do you think Tariq Nasheed has right to talk shit about South Africans then? Because he never lived, he don't live there.
I don't know what Tariq Nasheed's point on South Africans is. My position on South Africans from a Black American standpoint is that there has been an alliance between Black Americans and South Africans. Most of our forays into Africa has been supporting the Nelson. I don't want to say Nelson Mandela because we've been anti-apartheid. You know what I'm saying? So even we had a closer bond with South Africa than we even had with West Africa. So I don't know what his.
Come on, man.
Yo,
you know,
it absolutely.
South Africa
Wait,
more than
hold
you guys
on.
ever did.
Wait, but hold on. You can't tell me that's not true because I grew up in it. Growing up, we didn't talk about West Africa at all, which is part of the pushback that I gave to Pan-Africans because their Pan-Africanism jumped over West Africa. It went to Egypt and South Africa, and they jumped over the place that we actually come from. So you got a heavyweight here. So what I'm saying is Black American forays into Africa, especially in the 80s and 90s, was really focused on South Africa and speaking out against the apartheid regime. I went to Yankee Stadium when Mandela came there because my parents dragged me there.
The only reason you guys went there because your dad is over there. That's it. So
no,
don't even tell me that.
Okay, here we go. Sir,
that's the fact. That's because your dad is over there. That's why you don't know me. There.
But I'd like for you to speak on what I just spoke about.
I just told you that.
Black American Pan-Africanism has not been focused on West Africa for the most part. It's jumped over West Africa.
Who brought Pan-Africanism to Africa? It's Nkrumah from Ghana. That is the one that spread Pan-Africanism in Africa.
Well, the same Nkrumah that ran to America, right, to beg for money to get that hydroelectric dam fixed, right?
He showed
wait, hold on,
don't have anything. You guys don't have anything.
Hold on, brother. You see how you're trying to talk over me? Like I'll go.
Well, you talking over me? Who you think you are?
Wait. No, hold on.
I'm trying to make my point. We have an argument, right?
I'm a premium black. No, wait, but give me a chance to respond.
You premium black for what?
Because I will cook nobody,
you. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I'll cook you on any part of Africa.
Are you premium black? You don't have resources. You have your own learn.
One mic, yeah. Hold on. See, I'll cook you on any part of Africa you want to go to. That's why when you bring up Kwame Nkrumah, I'm going to speak that he ran to America begging for money after England deaded him on the hydroelectric dam.
I told you, you guys don't have any money. We didn't beg you for no money. We went to the
Wait, are you Ghanaian? Are you Ghanaian?
I'm not Ghanaian. I'm Sierra Leonean.
Oh, even worse. How's Poo Poo Beach doing?
It doesn't matter. We're talking about you right now. We're talking about you right now. The conversation is about FBA. FBA and the corrupt leader, Tariq.
Sierra Leone. Come on, man.
You know what? Sierra Leone is better because we rather have our own land than you guys being on the Zaddy. You guys love being on the Zaddy. That's what the thing.
Wait, who named Sierra Leone? Because that doesn't sound very African.
It doesn't matter. Who named America? Who named America?
No. Wait.
No. Yeah, if you come to that, who named America?
Answer the question. Because you're talking about white.
Who named
Zaddy,
America?
Right?
Answer my question. Who named America? If you want to go to that point,
you're in your own homeland, and it's named by a white man. Correct?
No. Who named America then?
Well, what language do y'all speak? What language do you speak in a country where you're the majority, sir?
I speak my own tribal language. What language?
No. What is the official language?
It doesn't matter. I speak my own language.
It never matters when we talk about it, right? What is the GDP of your country?
Zaddy language, right? You speak English, right? That's your Zaddy language.
Your tribal language. And you're speaking that right now too, right?
Yeah, I'm speaking that so you can understand me. Because if I speak my language, you won't understand. That's why I'm speaking that language.
Sierra
what's your
Leone.
point?
Hold on.
Named by a white man.
Let's talk about your people.
I got a question for Nagnizi. So,
yes,
Nagnizi, did you hear the part where the South African women and other South Africans, they're saying, FBA that are fleeing to South Africa, they want them all out. What do you make of that?
Well, I didn't hear that, but if there's any Black Americans going to a place and not being productive and contributing, then they should go out. But if they're there just living their life, then obviously I'd be against that.
Yeah, hear this out.
and we do business with other people who want to do business. We expand and compound on paper. We go and get some resources, some minerals, natural resources, and then we do business. We don't get any money from the people over there. Because usually
Alright,
when we go over there, we're getting some kind of natural resource. We got some kind of plug on a natural resource that we're trying to get. So it's nothing to do with the people. We're not harming or taking anything away from the people. In fact, we employ the people and help them. Y'all don't even do that over here. Y'all get our little tax dollars, eat off of it, start a business because your credit is now clean because you got a new Social Security card, and then hire your own folks, fellow tethers, and then look funny style at us. So y'all don't benefit us at all. You just take.
I have a lot of friends that have businesses that side, and they're also in corporate, so they're literally not taking anything from you. You guys are just being very xenophobic. But if you guys want to be like that, then
So that's a South African woman fighting with Tariq, and he's accusing Tariq as being xenophobic. What do you make of that?
I mean, look, he fires back at people that fire at us. But I'm not a Tariq Nasheed supporter, but I feel it funny that South Africans are calling Black Americans, or at least one Black American, Tariq Nasheed. I don't know if it's a widespread thing, but we never killed Nigerians wholesale like they're doing. Okay, you got videos of them busting Nigerians in the head with rocks, and not only Nigerians and people from surrounding countries. They're practicing xenophobia right now. So I don't know how they try to put that on us. If it's just for Tariq, then whatever. I'm not going to defend him.
Right.
Can you answer the question that they asked you? Can you answer the question about South Africa saying they need to leave South Africa?
Well, I didn't hear that person say that on that clip.
Oh, here. Sorry. Let me.
Want to stay in South Africa, we don't want you guys coming here. Please tell your people, talk to your people to talk to their people. We don't want Americans coming here. Okay.
Then why don't y'all say that, ma'am? Slow that little mouth down. Why don't y'all go to white mommy and white daddy and tell them that's over there in the condominium across the street from your damn township that's raggedy in your shanty town? Why don't you go across the street to the white community and tell them I don't want you here while y'all living in squalor?
The last time I checked, we're not the only ones who have shanty towns. You guys have projects as well, so don't make.
No, that's not. We don't have shanty. That's not a shanty.
Okay.
Okay, now that you played the clip, I can respond to it. So my Sierra Leonean brother can just cool his jets. But look, they can't stop Black Americans from going down there if we want to. And when you look at it, they have no smoke, or at least they have smoke that's been covered or against white people and the Guptas and all the Indians that be beating their ass. But then they want to talk about us. I challenge any South African on the panel or in the chat to show me where Black Americans have done any xenophobic attacks on them abroad or in South Africa, or have discriminated against them abroad or in South Africa. I want to see the receipts, because if you're just talking about, wait, yo, bro, how much do you weigh? Because you're starting to wear on my nuts because you're hanging on them too much.
Okay, please. Why don't you have smoke for the Asians every year in America that's beating you up on your hair salon places? Why don't you guys have smoke for them? Or the Latinos are taking over your neighborhood?
Do you know me though? Do you know me?
I don't care. I don't need to know you, but I'm saying.
But if you're having a conversation with me, then you have to know who you're speaking to.
But do you know me? Do you know me too? You don't know me, right?
No, all I know is you're a guy jumping, swinging on my nuts every time I open my mouth, brother.
Because you're not speaking the right thing.
No. And this is why your country is in shambles, sir. Because you can't pay attention.
At least I have a country. At least I have a place I can call my country.
No, are you in your country now, sir? Of course not. Your internet's too good.
Are you in your country? Are you in Europe right now? Are you in Netherlands right now? Are you in America right now?
No, you're a fan. You're a fan, but you don't know where I am.
You're a Tariq fanboy. You're a Tariq fanboy. That's what you are.
I have a house in 3 regions. I have houses all over the world.
You think I don't have money? You think I don't have money? You think?
Oh, you think I don't have money? You think I don't have money? Look, the
You see, this
victimization
all
of the
you got. This
African
all
is
you got
showing.
because you don't have anything to
Your
say.
victimization is showing, sir.
I'm
I
not a
know you
victim.
don't
I'm just
have
asking you
money
questions. If you're
because
gonna
if
ask a
you,
South African question, it's fair enough for me to ask you same questions,
but you're not
right?
South African.
It
They
doesn't
would put
matter
a
if I'm
brick to
South
your head
African or
in a
not.
second. They put a brick to your head in a second, sir. They don't like
I
people
don't
that are
have to
not
go
South
over there. I don't have to
African.
go over there to do that. You know what I mean?
Oh, but then you had to come to America to do that. Yeah.
No, I don't do anything. I don't do anything
Why don't
that's.
you go clean up Poo Poo Beach, sir?
I don't do that. I don't do that. You know what? That's you guys
What
over
do
in
you do?
America.
Well,
Why
what
don't
do
you why
you
don't
do, sir?
why don't you go why don't you go to
Why
LA and
don't
clean up that Skid Row place that you guys laying on? It's pissing all over the
why
place.
don't you stop stuttering, sir? You've been
Guys,
speaking the Queen's English before
Why
we
don't you
have,
go to
and you can't even get out a real
guys,
sentence.
it's
guys,
not my first language,
hold on,
okay? I don't care
hold on,
about the
guys,
It's
Queen's
not
hold
my
on,
English,
first
okay?
language.
hold on,
Oh,
guys,
come
hold
on.
on, hold
Go
on,
eat a
guys,
monkey sandwich, sir.
guys, let's bring in
No, that's
Mac.
you. Go eat a monkey sandwich. That's what
Hold
you
on,
guys do.
hold
Go
on,
to
guys,
Zaddy so he can give you some cheese and
hold on, guys, let's bring Mac. Let's allow Mac. Mac, are
yeah,
you there?
he's dumb.
Mac, are
Hey,
you there?
what's up, Aphrodamus
Mac,
panel?
Mac, how you doing?
Aphrodamus, first of all, I'd like for you to extend the courtesy to me of you pronouncing my whole screen name. Could you do that for me?
Mac, why do you want me
you,
to
you won't do that for me?
wait? What? See, I called you on. You knew you are the one I'm calling, so just you got the floor, sir.
All right, I'll let you have that one. But
No problem.
I didn't have any plans to get on tonight, but when I seen my brother Nagmeezy get on, I had to join the panel because I just simply want a front row seat because I know he's going to cook tonight. And finally, after all of these battles with you, I have reinforcements. Better yet, not just reinforcements, but he's like the cavalry, like calling the cavalry in. So I'm just gonna, sit back and just
So,
really, I
so,
don't have to
so,
say much
so,
tonight.
so you didn't today. You are you still because the story you told about you guys being colonizers in the past, colonizing Africans. Are you still on that story?
Like I said, it's a truth that's self evident to me. You
Because
know, you you may not
but
agree, and many others may.
Nagmizi don't subscribe to that one.
Well, yeah, that's fine. See, now Measy said it himself. We as FBAs, we have nuance. Tariq is not the leader of FBA. Rationale,
That's
reason,
his group.
logic is our leader. Nakmeezy, it's like any other FBA. He can think the way that he feels he should think. He
Okay,
can
Mac,
do
let
and
me
act
ask
as he
you.
feels he should act. But if we have reason and rationale and logic as our leader, then we can't go wrong. But we have
Fine.
nuance. That's the point.
Mac, you remember the guy from I think last week from the other show, the South African guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember you were saying, oh, it's just him. Now, what do you make of this lady and the other South African guy? I was playing, and when you accused me of being the one creating the divide, you're hearing them talk. So, because last time you said, oh, no, it's just that guy. Now you're hearing this. What do you make of it?
Honestly, I think because the South Africans are having such what they view as difficulties with the whole, Nigerian thing and, immigrants into their country, I think that honestly we're just collateral damage
Why?
because sometimes when you're in the midst of what you view as an invasion or you're in a fight or flight mode, sometimes you can see enemies where there are none.
But why
You
would
know
they
what I
put
mean?
you in the same group as the West African?
Like I said, it's just collateral damage, and those are only one or two people. That's not indicative of the entire Black South African
I
population.
mean, I
I mean,
get that. But
we would have to do a much wider poll,
okay,
to get a real consensus of how they feel. These are like one or two, three people.
Okay, fine. I see what you did there, but that's fine. Let's bring Big Fist.
Good night, gentlemen. Good morning, depending on where you are. How y'all doing?
Doing well. Where are you calling from?
I reside in Miami, Florida. Originally Jamaican, born.
Oh, so you be considered a tether
Oh hell
from?
yeah, proudly,
Okay,
proud
proudly.
tether,
Okay, so
proud tether.
you
Right now,
know
I'm currently in
what do you
Zambia.
wanna?
As a matter of fact, I'm in Zambia right now in Lusaka.
Lusaka, Zambia.
Yeah,
Oh, nice. Okay,
I'm a well-rounded traveler.
that's good.
So,
That's
no offense, but I think there's a lot of discord between so-called identity extremist groups on both ends with the continental Africans and the Americans, black in particular. But in this case, I want to know why these Americans in particular have such arrogance when they're historically thieves, they're historically parasites, they're historically leeches. Um, no one likes black Americans, especially like us foreigners, because especially with those wars, I always hear FBA say they fought for this particular nation to free this or give us benefits. But what I can surmise is there's a bunch of house Negroes that was just killing on behalf of their master. And the reason you're at the top of the food chain, so called, is because you were going around with your US military industrial complex stealing land from poor people. If you're so good and mighty, you're bragging on killing poor people that are less educated than you, less with opportunity than you, less with how would you say this? Yeah, basically in any form of practicing their humanity. So you can brag that you're better than people because you're up on the colonial system that goes around and models itself and prides itself on being thieves and parasites and leeches. Help me explain this. Help me understand this, as a matter of fact. How are you so great for being parasites and thieves? How are you so great when you go around murdering children? How are you so great when you come into these places? You say you great, you going to these. I'm in these countries right now. People could talk. A lot of these FBAs and some of these tethers like me that don't know shit, they talk. But I'm actually where poor kids at.
let me ask you. So with this talk, do you see? Because you say, do you see FBA uniting with the people that you are meeting in real life on the continent?
The continent right here, it has its challenges, but I think it's due to a lack of self 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 governance. Like I think the Black Americans have more of a advantage on that because they're being more they have more approximate, but like they have more closeness to, more. They're more of a how would you say? They're more organized. It's organized crime. They have a criminal mentality, just like South Africans. But I'm not generalizing all South Africans. No, no, no different than I'm generalizing all Black Americans. You get me? Because not
Right.
everybody is going to be the same. I'm not. I have great Black American friends that I love and I die for. I have some great African friends I've grown up with, and I'd love and die for them. You get me? But that's not the point. We're talking about generalizations. Um, I'm trying to figure out when I come to me as a person. I'm talking about me individualistically now. I come to Africa. I put on an accent around South Africans. They're going to respect me as or or perceive me as Black American with my accent at first until I say, "Hey, no, I'm Jamaican." I'll code switch. I
But
naturally and purposely do that to
why
test people's.
why do you switch?
I code switch not to do it I code switch because people more than me would recognize my accent before I even think I have an accent. You get me? So it'll be like you have an accent because I was in America since I was a 3-month-old child. You get me? So for me, when I come to Africa, this is my second time in Zambia. Just got married the other day. And I noticed when I say I'm Jamaican descent, Africans, I mean, you have a lot of business people, foreigners coming in and out of the continent, especially where I'm in Southern Africa. But I noticed when I say I'm Jamaican, Africans embrace me. But if I were to come out and I have that Black American swagger or whatever, the demeanor or the attitude, meaning not disrespectfully, but if you're just perceived as Black American, they're standoffish against you. And I've seen this going into local markets, major markets. I've seen this going into immigration places, government places. Once you state you're a Black American,
why do you think that is?
because Black Americans refuse and are narcissistic towards their sins against their other brothers and sisters that look just like them. Let me tell you, the wars, people need to go back to those wars. Chinese don't respect you or the Asians in particular don't respect you because your ancestors that were in the 60s, 50s, and the 40s really fighting for equality, like Malcolm X, people I look up to, they weren't siding with house Negroes like MLK. You get me? Trying to deal with white women. You get me? Now, Detroit Red used to be a pimp. He was a criminal. You get me? He's a reformed criminal. Educated himself, pulled himself up from his bootstraps. This is why I said I will not generalize all Black Americans, because there are some Black Americans that I uphold as heroes to myself. So, with that as an example in itself, they'll sit there and say, well, Malcolm X was a tether because his mother is this and that. So this is the same thing we see as that slave mentality of this one drop rule that they carry on with this mentality upon the rest of us on the globe. Now, when we talk about wars now, America is only great because of its military industrial complex, right? That's it. It's not nothing to do with how educated they are, because there's poor kids and poor people, men, women in Kenya that are developing technological advancements that America, without telling you all on this panel, they are putting visas or student visas for these poor so-called people to come to your country and to give their technological brains, right? Their brain draining these poor countries to build your nation up.
Like, because Tariq said, now, I heard him yesterday say, a lot of when there's crimes, he said Black crime, he said it's mostly Jamaican passing up as a Black American.
And you know what? I'm not a hypocrite. A lot of Jamaicans are criminals. You see, I'm not a person that's going to be, I'm not a person who is going to defend the effery of my people.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call it as I see it. You get me?
Right.
But that does not give an excuse for you to be xenophobic towards somebody just because they're from another nation. It's nothing to do with their nationality or anything like that, but primarily because we have a general stereotypical mentality of being, bad man. We are the bad man, and we're coming to take all the girl. We are girlish. We're coming to peck off and fuck off on the girl. You people have a breeding problem. Your population numbers are declining. You're not as you and whites are declining. That's why you're having fear of being replaced. There was a book called Keys to the Colors from Frances Cress Welsing, and she spoke about this particular mentality these Black Americans are now picking up, like white Americans have, about their declining of their population numbers. Your women are destroying you right now. You're worrying about tethers. Your women are aborting you. You males, you weak males, are being replaced by us males coming into your country. That's what you're really mad about. That's why Tariq does not like us foreigners, especially foreign men of means, to come in your country, replace you. So the replacement fear is what you're really scared of. Your abortion numbers would match up with what I'm saying. That fear of being replaced. The same thing, the genetic annihilation theory that Frances Cress Welsing spoke of, is what's going on now. White men love war too much. Your numbers are declining. Your sons are becoming homosexuals at an alarming rate. So now you're afraid of being replaced genetically, ideologically, nationalistically, socially, economically. You are not to blame anyone but yourselves as men. Don't blame women. Don't blame tethers. You should not even allow us tethers to even have a foothold in your land. You should have that gridlocked and gate kept very well, and not allow idiots like us, so-called idiots like us, to come and march in your house with our chests out. If
All
you
right.
men were strong, you would guard your gate just as if a man would
It's a
guard his
nice
house.
diatribe. I'd like to respond because
Allow
this is some
allow the
BS
panel
he's
to
talking about.
respond. Go
And
ahead.
these New Yorkers, they're the weakest males. You soft New Yorkers, you come. I'm a Miami. I'm a Miami nigga. Let me tell you something. You New
Yes.
Yorkers, I
Once
know
you say
y'all.
you're a nigger, I don't even have words for you.
I need to get at you. I need to come at you the way how you understand. You don't get.
No, I
Just
don't.
like there was a.
I've never considered myself an N-word, sir. You are.
Hey,
You're an
that's
N-word.
what you.
I don't speak to N-words.
Remember, generalization. You call me a tether, right? So you a nigga. You
No,
a
no,
nigga
no.
until you address us as human beings.
Well, you're a tigger, a tether nigger. How about that?
And is
You're a
that
tigger.
and you are older fucking individual. I'm in here.
All right,
I'm
great.
watching
I'd like to
that means
respond. Well, watch me and then pull up, nigger. How about that? Oh, now I'd like to speak. Okay. So anyway, so the duplicitous tether, born or at least raised in America from three months
make
old.
sure you
Wait,
stay your ass in America, house nigga.
Guys,
House
one mic.
nigga, stay your ass in America.
No.
House
Could you
nigga, stay your ass in America if
could
you
you
know what's good for you.
Can you
House
mute this
nigga.
beef patty?
Hold on.
Can
We
you mute
tethers
this
are
beef
waking
patty?
up globally.
Guys,
We're going to
Can you mute this
Let the
beef
brother
patty?
speak,
put
Big
foot
Fish.
down on.
Let the brother speak.
Hold on, Big Fish.
Mute this beef patty. Mute this beef patty.
And
Mute this beef patty, please. All right.
speak, monkey,
somebody get this guy.
Speak.
No, only monkey is your mother, nigga. How about that? So you want to get to the
You a
disrespect? We
product
could
of
do
rape.
that.
You weak ass male.
Wait. But wait. I want to cook.
Guys,
I want to
please.
cook him. I want to
One
cook
mic.
him intellectually. I
You
want to
people
cook
are
him
products of
intellectually.
rape.
Big
He
Fish.
already cooked
Right,
you
right,
guys.
right,
How you
right.
gonna cook him? He already cooked you guys. So just shut up,
You
like
people are products
So
of rape.
Aphrodite, you see what's happening here, right? The one mic is not happening because of him,
Black
not me.
American.
Big Fish. Allow
Weak
him to speak.
Black
please.
American.
Okay,
Weak
Big Fish.
Black
Allow him.
American.
Hold on.
You
Big
are a
Fish.
product of
Yeah,
rape.
you see, he's scared.
You say that as you're sounding just like one of us FBAs. You're
Wait,
calling
hold on,
him a
brother.
weak black
I want
American.
some silence.
No,
I
we
want
gotta
some
meet
silence
Matt
because
Measy because you're
no,
disrespectful
you
towards
can't.
people that
You
are
can't fuck
also.
with me, but you can't fuck
I
with me
don't need to fuck
intellectually,
with you.
though.
I'm simply calling
Yo,
you out the way I
Aphrodite,
see
give
it.
me 2 minutes
No
because this
feelings
dude had
involved.
like 5 or 10 minutes to do a diatribe, right?
Right.
So here we go,
Stop
brother. Here
using
we
big
go.
words. You are house
Yo,
nigga.
Hold on. Big Fish. Allow
put this
him to
guy
talk.
back into the plantation. Now look, a duplicitous tether that was raised in America from 3 years old really has no reason to be speaking in that fake Jamaican accent. But he says he code switches, so he's a Black American of convenience. So when it's beneficial,
I'm
then he
not.
puts.
Hey,
So
I'm
wait,
proudly a Black American.
Hold on, Big
put this
Fish.
guy,
So
put this guy back. Yeah, thank you.
Hold on. Big Fish, please allow him to speak. Don't interrupt him.
disgusting.
You see, no one interrupted him, right? See, but there he
Yes,
goes. You
right.
got to put him backstage because these Jamaicans, once they smoke that
Ego
ganja,
thinks we
there's
care about
no
you.
stopping
We
them.
only
So look, he's duplicitous. I've only been a Black American because I'm proud of my people. See, so someone that was raised in Black American culture who code switches is someone that is a Black American of convenience, a Jamaican of convenience. He is a chameleon. Why?
No, I
Because
ain't no
there is
chameleon.
no. Wait.
I
Hold
told you
on.
who I
Chameleon.
was, boy.
Whoa. Hold on. So,
Stop talking, you damn
no.
New Yorker. Shut up.
Let
He's
the brother
mad. He's
let the brother
triggered.
cook,
He's
man. Let the
triggered.
brother cook.
He's triggered. So
Let the
now
brother cook, man.
a chameleon who doesn't see value in his own people will code switch. Unlike me, I'm unapologetically proud to be Black American. So now let's talk about this rape thing. Well, you guys were products of it too. As a matter of fact, that fake Jamaican accent that you come from, the base is Irish brogue. So that's all Irish stuff. Just like you say 1, 2, 3. That's how Irish people speak, right? So your presidents that had you guys killing each other, the PNP versus the JLP, Norman Manley and Edward Seaga, 2 white people. You see what I'm saying? So you guys are the ones that's been cucked. Your Moors, or what do you call them? Maroons, right? These people signed treaties with white people to bang on other black Jamaicans. So when you are so proud to be, and quoting all of our black American greats, by the way, Welsing, Malcolm X, but he didn't quote one Jamaican because Jamaicans haven't contributed nothing to the world besides Bob Marley, and he's half white. So this dude is a loser, number one, and his people can't hold a candle to my people, which is why they flee. But let me tell you what Jamaicans have introduced to Black America, starting in the early 80s. Hyperviolence in the war on drugs. Jamaican posses that were propped up by these politicians, like I said, Edward Seagua and Norman Manley. Yeah. Come on, brother. Come on. Get this intellectual cooking, bro. Because I'll teach you about Jamaica more than you could teach me about America. Hey, wait, hold on. I want somebody to ask him to quote one of his Jamaican. Who are his Jamaican people that he looks up to?
Kill each other, boy.
There are none.
We don't have guns factories. Buju
Banton. When you guys bleach the blackness off your face, y'all bleach the blackness off your face. Y'all bleach. Them a bleach. Them a bleach out them skin. Them a bleach. What about your gully queens? Your gully queens, homosexuals banging in the gutters of Kingston. Come on. You guys are losers, and you're poor, which is why you run. And now you run.
You don't know shit about Jamaica.
I know a lot about Jamaica. Fuck. I used to live in Jamaica, right near the beach.
You lived on the resort, pussy boy. You ain't living no hood. I could tell.
Yo, bro, your accent is horrible. Your Jamaican accent is horrible. Look at him code switch. Look at him code switch. Look at him code switch. Code switch. Duplicitous Jamaican. Duplicitous Jamaican.
Come on that island, boy. You on the internet?
Yeah, we'll both go to the island, and we'll both go with American passports. We'll both go with American passports. Failure. Why did your parents flee Jamaica? Because they were tired of sucking on sugar canes.
You have a history of homosexuality.
All right.
No.
Guys, let's bring in
half-breed homosexual ass.
Half-breed. Yeah. Kamala Harris comes from y'all.
Hold on, guys.
Shut your black ass up.
Come on, bro.
Go eat a
beef patty. You guys
slaves. Hey, slaves.
How did Jamaicans get to Jamaica in the slave ship? In the slave ship.
Hold on, guys. Allow him to speak. Go ahead, IAS.
Yeah, so all these things that they're talking about, right? You see how Black Americans they always talk about how Africans are poor, how Jamaicans are poor, Caribbeans are poor, but what the country where they live, they have to beg the white man to give them a job. I don't see why they always talk about that. Like they don't own no industries, they don't own nothing. Like other than rap music and throwing the ball in the hoop and all of that. So what industries do you guys own in America that's employing Africans when they come here or Caribbeans when they come here that you guys feel like you guys are superior over them? I want to answer Nakamizi.
Sir, when you can put a real question together, I'll speak to you, but your Africanness is showing. I'll rather speak to someone else.
Of course, I'm African. He has to show. You want me to speak like American? I'm not American.
I'd rather go at it with the spicy Jamaican.
Let's go at it.
So you don't have an answer to my question, right?
Hey man, you know what, bro? I don't like you New York niggas, man. You New York
I don't care. You don't like New York guys.
We extort you New York boys in Miami, boy. Come down to Miami.
Look at him. Look at the criminal Caribbean.
Like
the criminal Caribbean. Yes, the criminal Caribbean. The scourge of America. The scourge of America. Look at him acting like an Akata. This man to be a catao.
Shut the fuck up and
you goddamn beef patty, red snapper fish eating mouth effer.
You should be ashamed of the flag. How many? Boy, you represent rapists, boy. You come from a nation of rapists and fucking thieves and leeches and
have you ever heard of Derby Dose?
We don't respect you. We take your money.
Have you ever heard of Derby Dose?
And go back to the islands.
Have you ever heard of Derby Dose, sir?
Feel me?
Google Derby's dose that was
I don't
administered
want to
in
Google
Jamaica.
nothing. Go Google your pussy ass mama and find out
Exactly.
what
Yeah,
dick
yeah,
she was sucking.
yeah,
You should have
Okay,
swallowed
yeah,
your
okay,
yeah.
puss
okay,
ass boy.
Oh, he's
Your pussy
mad.
ass mama should have
He's
All
swallowed
right,
your soft
mad.
ass.
hold on,
He's
guys.
mad.
Guys,
He's mad.
guys, let's keep it clean. Let's keep it clean.
Nigga, you New
You're
York
asking a
niggas soft,
Jamaican to
nigga.
keep it clean? Have you
You
not
New
seen how
York
they live?
niggas soft. And a lot of Jamaicans run New York, nigga. A lot of New
No,
Yorkers, a
Jamaicans
lot
run
of
beef
Jamaicans
patty
run in New
stands.
York. A
They
lot
run
of
beef
Jamaicans
patty
run in New
stands.
York.
It's called
A
Golden
lot of
Crust,
foreigners
sir.
run in New York.
It's called Golden
Chinese,
Crust. It's
Jamaican.
called Golden
What
Crust.
two Yankees up there running? You running hip hop?
Yo, bro,
You ain't
you're a
running
Yankee
shit, nigga.
yourself.
Go shoot
You're
hoops,
a
nigga.
Yankee yourself. You're a
I ain't no
Jamaican.
gangster. I never said that.
You're a Jamaican. You're
You seem
Jamaican.
like you insecure when
You're a
somebody checking you out your
Jamaican.
shit. You
You're a
insecure ass
Jamaican.
loudmouth monkey.
You're a Jamaican.
And you're
Calling
the
a
fucking
black man a
product of rape.
monkey.
Hold
You're a
on,
product of
Afri-
rape,
guys. Hold
nigga.
on,
You
As
Afrodamus.
a
hold
black
on,
Jamaicans. As a
hold
black
on,
Jamaicans.
hold on, Nagmizi. Mac, go ahead, Mac.
Can I ask Big Fisk a question?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Big Fisk, were you raised in a household where your father was present? I know it's a
Yes,
bit of a
sir.
personal question.
Yes, sir.
Well,
Matter of fact, I can
well,
let me
my
re-clarify. I'm glad
question
you
is
asked that because
my
you know what?
question.
You know what? Let me
Well,
re-clarify that.
can I
I want to
finish
really
my
Guys,
respect
can
your
I
hold
question.
on,
finish my
hold
I
on,
question
want to
to you?
respect your question. I'm going to clarify the answer for you in a respect because I like to respect men. And when you said that right there, I like what you just said. I'm out of character because of this person, and I got out of my little feelings. But yeah, I shouldn't have been out of character. But
Of course, you bitch ass
Exactly.
nigga. You
That's the
soft.
point I was gonna make, Big Fish.
yeah,
That's the
I
point I was gonna
apologize to the
make.
men on the panel. I got
Men,
out of character right there.
you you're
Definitely.
you're behaving in a way that, and I don't mean in disrespect, but in a
I
way
know
that
you don't. I know you don't, sir.
women
I know you don't.
respond. Us men, we
Yeah.
rationalize, we talk, calmly
Mhm.
toward each other. We make points. We
Yeah.
accede points to others when they have a correct point, et cetera, et cetera.
Hmm.
Naturally, we tend to follow, the rules of order. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Allow Nakamizi to speak. Make his point. You make yours, so on and so
I will.
forth.
I will do
Which
so,
I
sir.
know
Big
I
Fisk,
will.
guys,
Nakamizi don't need me to
hold on.
speak for
I
him,
got
but
a
I'm just saying.
question for Big Fisk. Big Fisk,
Nah, hey, whoever was speaking, I respect
hey,
what you just
Big
said,
Fisk.
and I'll yield the floor, sir. Real
Have you
talk.
ever thought
I'll yield the
about
floor.
what if possibly the New Yorkers like Nagmizi, you guys are from the same original place on the continent. Have you ever thought about that? You guys might be cousins from different. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, we probably sold Mac Mees. He was a weak tribe, man. We sold him America, man. We sold you. He was the weak tribe, man. We ran you down and sold you to the West.
So you
Sold you
got the
probably to
receipt,
Europe.
right? You got the receipt to prove it or
I
not?
don't know. Like you hit, like his point proves enough. He said I'm a tether, so we didn't make it through America. So
No,
obviously
you're
we
triggered
weren't
because you're a
obedient.
tether. Your
We
parents
weren't
fled
obedient enough.
because they
We
were
weren't
bums.
obedient enough.
They were
That's why they call us
bums.
criminals. You
No,
follow laws because
and
you're an obedient
you're
slave.
proud to be a
You're an
criminal.
obedient
You're a proud
slave.
criminal, and you're
And
proud
you're an
to be
obedient
come
slave
to
that follows
America.
your white daddy master. You think you're
Wait,
good because you follow
how
your
did the
white
blacks
master
get to
laws.
how did the blacks
You're
get
nothing
to
but an
Jamaica?
obedient slave.
On a slave
You're
ship.
a
You're
house
a
nigga
slave.
that follows the rules. You're a
Yeah. Look at your
Motisa.
booty clapping
You're the
for the
Motisa
Africans that
tribe.
sold your stupid ass.
Motisa
Yeah,
tribe.
okay. Yeah.
You're an
And
obedient slave.
you're a
That's why you
maroon.
think you're more civilized than other body. You can't. Mac. You're an
Code
obedient
switcher.
slave.
Stop it. Be Jamaican now. Be Jamaican.
What you call
I want
civilized, you're
you to
calling
be
yourself an
Jamaican now.
obedient slave.
I want you to
You're an
be Jamaican
obedient
now.
slave. You're
Code
a proud
switch.
house
Code
Negro.
switch. Code switch. Code
You're an
switch.
obedient
Be
slave.
me now.
Hey, but
Be me now.
what do you mean code switch? At least you can
Yeah,
understand
you're
what I'm saying. That's the
duplicitous.
point. You're intelligent enough to make sure you understand what I'm
No.
saying.
Get
At
off
least
my
you
dick.
understand.
Get off my dick.
All right, guys.
Afrodamus, I just still want you to pronounce
Afrodamus,
my
I
entire
enjoyed this.
screen name.
I'll yield the floor. I said what I had to say to this gentleman. You get me? With all the rest of the panels, I respect for everything that you're saying. One love for all my tethers. I love y'all.
Yo, tell your sister
One
to
time,
wash your ass, my nigga.
I'm out of
Go
here.
tell your sister to go
Thank you.
wash your ass.
Jeez. St. James.
Yeah.
St. James, what do you want to add after that?
St. James is asleep. Oh, okay.
Shit. I don't know, man. I mean,
Nagmizi, apparently you triggered this guy. He must have been following you for a while, following you
I'm
around.
under the impression that people came to settle their own with beef and stuff like that. So this is
I
not
never
about
heard
the
of that
topic.
guy, so I don't know what it's about.
This is not about a topic tonight. This is about something else that no one knows about. So, my
Yeah, I'd
man is
rather
falling.
stick to the topic too. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
shout out to St. James.
let's stick to the topic. Apparently, it sounds like so you guys had beef from a while ago. So
I don't even know him. I literally never shared a panel with that dude. I don't know who he is. But that just
let me
really
bring
speaks
in
to my leadership role in the FBA community.
Chaotic. Chaotic,
What's
what's
up,
good?
man? How you doing?
Chaotic. Last night I was listening in the conversation between you and Tariq, and
Tariq? Oh my god.
I tried calling in. The conversation was good, but then when you left, did you listen to how he switched it?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
What do you make of? Because I'm glad you called. What do you make of the FBA narrative? Because you mentioned
It's
something
it's
to Tariq
it-
about
it's a grift.
the culture.
It's a grift. It's a selling piece for him.
Uh-huh.
Even when you agree with him, you can mention names of famous Black Americans that actually were first American. Right off their parents were right off the boat. And he'll say, "Oh well, yeah, well, I said Farrakhan, I said Cissy Tyson, I said Sidney Poitier. These people are first generation.
Right.
He made every excuse for them. It's a grift, bro. It's all a grift. That's it.
And then you talked about being a teacher,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
about the
Yeah.
IQ thing. Then
Oh, you said IQ thing? Yeah. It's the truth, man.
and he said family. You see.
Yeah.
So, because why the conversation was interesting, I did tell people here on this panel before that eventually the Africans would be the ones painted as white supremacists.
Yeah.
Because that's what Tariq was trying to do. Because you agreed with him on pretty much everything, I want to say.
Yeah. Well, he still has to pander to a crowd. He has to pander to his audience, and there was a lot of truths in what I was saying, so he can't agree with me on my truth. But it's a pander, bro. It's a pander to his crowd. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
because when you mentioned the IQ thing, Tariq did not disagree with you.
Yeah, he basically said what he's doing in the community. And I should have asked him, "What are you doing in the community?" Yep.
And also, he's refusing that you are an American.
Hey, I'm just an American, man. That's it. Yep, that's all. Yeah.
He said he was able to tell by your hair.
Yep, I saw that. Yeah. So you listened to the whole thing?
Yeah, I was listening. Look, you guys got me. Like I came in the middle. I tried to join in.
Yeah.
But it was taking too long. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I listened till, I think few minutes when you dropped, because you guys had a great conversation. The conversation was good. But when you dropped, the way he flipped it, man, if I was just coming on, I would think he's talking about a KKK person that's riding, burning crosses.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, I gotta get some sleep, man. But I saw you were live, and I'm just exhausted, man. I've been up since yesterday.
Did you stay up all that time till now?
I did. Yeah.
Oh my!
No, I haven't got any sleep, man. Hey, man. When is the next time you going live, bro?
Tomorrow.
What time?
Tomorrow I'm gonna do it in the day because I have this topic. I need the tethers to call in.
Well, shout out to you, man. I'll try to meet you tomorrow, then, man.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, peace.
Yeah.
Afrodamus, could I give my opinion? About Tariq being a grifter.
Go ahead.
About this question. Well, my personal opinion is that I don't think he's a grifter, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
He's issued the disclaimer many times that he's not a leader. That's one point. Second of all, the guy, you got to admit, he's entertaining. The guy's funny.
I mean,
You
I've
know,
said it. I mean,
he's hilarious.
he
He,
is. I mean,
his
everybody knows that.
he could be a stand-up comedian. I mean, arguably, his show is as good as Dave Chappelle's, Kevin Hart's, et cetera, et cetera. So, in a way, if you think about it, these guys charge hundreds of dollars to come see them perform. He should be charging admission.
So,
So,
so you want him to use
I chalk it up. I chalk it up like this: it's an even exchange. Whatever monies he gets from his audience, his crowd or whatever products he sells, it's a fair and even exchange. They're getting their money's worth because like we agreed, he's entertaining, he's funny, he's charismatic, all of the above. So it's an even exchange. So therefore, I don't think he's a grifter. And that's just my
So
personal opinion.
do you
And
agree that
also, as Nakamizi pointed out, FBAs have nuance. He's not our leader.
it's
Reason,
not a
rationale,
problem?
and logic is
Yeah,
our is our leader.
you keep repeating that. That's which is okay, right? Aren't you happy that
He's
Tariq Nasheed got us
he's
all
not. No,
united?
no, no.
You
I don't.
should.
I feel like
There's a question for you,
no grown man should be following another grown man. I mean, we can be
but
we
are
could
you
be
happy that he
colleagues. We
got
could
us
be
all together
partners.
though? Since you acknowledge that he's funny, he's a funny guy. We all did, right? So aren't you happy he got us all together?
Am I happy that he got us all together?
Yeah,
I mean,
because the content is making you laugh, right? Because you say he's a great entertainer. So aren't you
I
happy
mean,
that
look,
he got us going for a minute?
There's certain things that he does I don't agree with. Like, some of the the videos he's made, I don't agree with. But
which one?
I'm starting to see that one video he made about, I whine to you niggas. I'm starting to see that one might be
Which
true
one?
actually. I whine to you niggas.
You see how
Because
you see
it seems you guys are always like
hold on,
complaining about us. You
hold on,
always have
Mac.
a
Mac.
point of contention, a bone of contention to pick with us.
Okay, Mac, fine.
It's like we
How
live
come?
rent free in you guys' head. I mean,
Hold on,
I'm trying to figure it out.
hold
You
on.
know,
You said it's funny, right? But how come when I play the same exact videos, you say, "Oh, Afridamus over here, dividing people," and I'm playing the same video. Why you accuse me then?
no, I'm saying with the South Africans. I mean, because
But the video is real. He's
but
roasting them. They're
listen,
roasting him back.
Afrodamus, we don't have any tangible statistical facts that the majority of Black South Africans feel the way as those one, two, or three people that you brought up.
So do
So
you
when you,
enjoy
but
the
so when
Twitter?
you,
Did you enjoy
but
the
when you,
Twitter song?
hold on, let me finish. So when you put it out there, when you put this out there, it could lead to some confusion.
Tariq
It could
have
lead to some
Tariq have more viewers than me. You know that, right?
some people aren't able to think critically, and a
Right.
South African could tune into this show and hear certain things, and in his mind, oh,
They
FBA
already
haters,
heard it. They
damn
already heard
them,
it.
screw them.
Wait, they already heard him. This is why there are several videos, different days, where South Africans are calling it. You do realize Africans
But
have internet. But hold on,
that doesn't
hold
mean
on,
it's a
Mac,
consensus. That doesn't mean
Mac,
it's a consensus,
Mac,
Afrodamus.
Mac. You do realize, Africans in Africa have internet, right? You do know this.
Of course.
Okay, so they do listen. They call in. You heard their voice. I didn't make that up. Are you, unless you're trying to accuse me of being the one calling in and pretending and making up the accent?
I mean, yeah, there's a few that you spotlighted, but that doesn't mean it's a consensus, is what I'm saying.
I never said that. I'm
Just
just
like
bringing.
okay, you give out the impression that all of us FBAs, we supposedly hate you guys, we're a hate
I
group,
never said that.
this and that.
I
But
never
somebody
said that.
tuning into this show, they could take, one or two FBAs that may have been on your show, that may have said some
So Mac,
disparaging things,
what
and they
about
can run
Tariq?
with that. That's the
What
thing.
about
That's
Tariq? Tariq making videos about Africans smelling like cheetah pee and riding with their cheetah. You don't think that that would have like a, you know, a vast effect? You know, like for
I mean, that may be a little bit above and beyond the Call of Duty. You know, it's not something I would do, but like I said,
Nah, it's not a
not
problem.
like
No, it's not.
We
This
Like
gotta call that
Nakamizi,
for we
this
gotta
like
call that for the
this is
bullshit
not
that it is, though.
Alfredamus. This is not.
yeah, exactly.
Listen,
I
Alfredamus.
don't
At
Nakamizi.
this point,
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it.
bro.
I don't agree
Hey,
with it.
Right.
bro. This is
Okay,
this.
look at
Don't
exactly.
this,
worry.
And
I
I
got
would
a
hold
question
on,
for the panel.
No.
I
I got
would
a
tell
question
that
for the
You,
panel.
watch
no.
this.
No, you keep talking. Alfredamus, as an African man, I need me some more, man. I need content like this, man. To be honest, I'm being honest with you. Africans in America and Africa, we need this kind of content because it is united. Like I said earlier, trust me. You see Africans calling. Now we have African on the continent calling on Tariq show. So Tariq don't got the reach now. You know, you don't pass Africans that live in America. You don't went all the way to to Africa. You
Well,
know,
that's what's
so
funny.
so
He's fighting with Africans on the continent.
right,
let me
right.
ask you
So
this. Let me ask you this, St. James. Do you think you should take Tariq as seriously as you would have a Malcolm X or Martin Luther King, etc., etc.?
no, you see, my bro.
Then why are you
I don't be. Listen,
letting
my
these
opinion.
videos he's making bother you?
Do you think my opinion matters at this time? As
I'm
an
just
African living
saying
in America, I don't even think you want my
he's not a
opinion. To be
Malcolm
honest with
X.
you,
He's not a
bro,
Malcolm X. He's
bro.
not
You know what,
a
bro? You know
you
what?
see,
I
St.
don't think
James,
he's
I don't
not a
even think
Marcus
you really
Garvey.
want my answer to this question. Trust me, you don't.
St. James, you know what? He doesn't even understand the gravity of what Turkey is doing. Like the
Whoa,
way
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Turkey is
whoa.
tarnishing their image in Africa. He doesn't understand that you know what I mean, he doesn't understand how that's gonna affect them later on. Like you see, Africans are calling in now from Africa, especially South Africans. They should ask Nigerians how they like he doesn't know that. And there are people over there being exposed to this kind of stuff, you know.
If I were you
You know
guys,
what's
I
crazy
would be
about that?
more
No
worried.
one
Guys,
cares about what
hold on.
Africans think.
Guys,
Africans are
Zongo.
the weakest people on the planet. They have no political power. They don't run their countries. Um, no one cares about Africans. You guys have been the face of poverty for the last couple of decades. FBA, we
But
are
still
the
Africans got
premium
more money
black.
than you
We are
So
the
what you talking
premium
about?
blacks of the world. We are the best of the blacks.
You
And
see,
a question to the
the
panel.
same
A question
arrogant,
to
this
the
is the same
panel.
arrogant that Jamaican guy was
Yeah,
telling me about.
I'll be
You know what I mean?
arrogant, but now to that
The
Jamaican
same
guy,
arrogant, and
can
you
anyone
guys are
tell
over here
me
living in
Guys,
Skid
hold on.
Row. You don't
how
run into
wait,
to
wait, wait,
Europe
wait,
and
hold on.
everything.
How
You
did
don't
the
running down
blacks
to
get to
Europe about
Jamaica?
you're not even living
Wait,
in America
how
right now.
did the
You run to
black
Europe,
how did the blacks
you
get to
know?
Jamaica? How did the blacks get to Jamaica? Do you
It
know
doesn't
that?
matter how they get there. How they get we're
It
talking
does
about you
matter.
here right now. You
They were
deflecting. Don't deflect on the
enslaved.
question they asked, all
They
right?
were enslaved.
Don't deflect on
They
the
were
question. So
enslaved.
why are you guys fleeing
What did
America
you
now?
do?
If America's so great, why are you guys fleeing
No, no, no.
to South Africa? Why you guys fleeing over there? That's why
Why
the
do
South
you have
African lady
such
said
a
you guys
heavy
need to leave.
stutter? Why you
That's how I
stuttering so
talk. That's
much?
how I talk, okay? Because
Well, get that fixed, bro. Are there not any
I don't need to
speech
fix anything.
therapists
I don't
in
need to fix
Sierra
anything. You
Leone?
need to fix yourself. That's
You
the
need to
thing, you know what I mean?
fix it.
That's you. You need to fix
You
yourself, you
sound,
know?
you sound like
You
Max
know,
Headroom, bro.
That's what you got. That's what you got. That's what you got, man. We
you
talking about
know,
South Africa right now. You trying to talk about personal stuff.
I'll have a extra large monkey sandwich with a side of goat
You see,
knuckles.
you see how they switch it to Tariq Nassim talking point. They quick that. You see, that's all they're good at. You know what I
Talking
mean?
points.
Clowning. They like to clowning themselves. You know what I
Talking
mean?
points.
listen,
Clowning.
IAS, St. James. If I were you guys, I would be worried about somebody like Nakamizi
No,
making
no,
videos
Nakamizi.
like
We
that.
don't have to worry about Nakamizi because he's
Then
in
no,
Europe right now. He's running
listen,
away from. He's not even in America right now. He's
then
fleeing.
Tariq. I would take Nakamizi more seriously than I would Tariq. I would be more worried about him
We don't take
doing
you guys
videos
serious
like
because you
that.
guys
Thank
don't
you,
have
brother. I
any power
appreciate
in
it.
America. So why should we take you guys serious? You guys have to beg Zadi to give you a job.
You know why I'd be a threat?
We're the
Because I have
aristocracy.
nuance.
We're the aristocracy
You
of our
guys have to
race.
back. You guys have to beg Zadi to give you a job. So how you gonna take you serious? You over there skid row running around. You know what I mean? Don't have nothing.
But still, IAS, we're the aristocracy of our race. That's why you
It
all,
doesn't matter. Look, we
follow
don't have to
us.
take you guys.
That's why
You guys have no
basically the
political
whole
power. We don't even
world.
think about you
That's
guys.
why
You know what I mean?
basically the whole world imitates us, follows us, listens to us,
No,
etc.,
nobody
etc.
imitates you. The only people
Because
that imitate you is the lesser ones. That's the only one that imitates you.
even they subconsciously acknowledge it, even if they don't say it outright. That's the
Acknowledge
evidence
what? Acknowledge that you guys are
that
street gangbangers. Because that's
we
what
are the
puts you.
aristocracy of our race, and that's not to make ourselves better than
Who
you
said that? Who
guys.
said that? Who give you that?
It's just
Who
that
give, who give you that title? That's
just like a
self-proclaimed title. You see, that's what the Jamaican guy
just
was
like
saying.
a
You guys are
human.
arrogant. That's why nobody likes you guys.
No,
Because
no,
you guys haven't
it's not
contributed nothing to
arrogance.
the world. You guys talking
It's
about
not it's
do
not
you the
it's not
aristocracy of the
arrogance.
world.
It's not arrogance. It's just like
It
a
is
human
arrogant because
body.
you guys don't know nothing. You know what
No,
I mean? So you
listen,
guys don't own anything. You don't own
listen,
resources. You don't
listen to
own
me.
land.
Well, don't argue with this guy.
You
He
live
doesn't
under
have
another
any
man's.
discipline.
You live
Listen,
under another man's
He's
care.
a wild,
listen
savage
to me for a
African that
second.
doesn't know how to control his emotions.
I rather be savage. I
Put
rather
down
be
the
savage
spear, sir.
than living under another man's
Put
country.
down
You know
the
what I mean?
spear, sir. Put down your spear and let other people
At least I
speak.
have a spear. What do you
Okay,
have?
hold on,
What do you
guys.
have?
Hold on. Hold on, guys.
We have Glock
Alpha
22s.
You don't make those. The white your wise daddy gave those to you. What you talking about?
All right, let's bring
Musty
it. Go ahead.
Teda.
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
like I like that Sierra Leone brother, man. I like how you hang, man. You my type, bro. Keep it up.
Let's bring
Man,
in
F that dude.
Gwe, welcome to the Afrodamus Report. The Queen of the
Hey,
Tethers is in the house. Let's welcome Gwe. Come in, Gwe.
hey, Afrodamus.
Gwe, it looks like you got something to add. Are you coming to tell us you love that song? You know,
What song?
the song, the Musty Terror, the guy riding with his,
His
cheetah pet
tiger
in the
with the tiger pet
with
or
the
Need a
whatever.
cheetah pet.
piece.
The
Yeah,
cheater. I was going to say, I think what Tariq Nasheed is doing, I think is very good, and I think that people on the continent, more people on the continent need to watch him
Yeah.
and see that. I think because for some of the Africans over here that go through like disagreement with FBAs or ADOs or Black Americans, I think hearing it from us saying that, I think sometimes they don't believe it. So for me, I'm okay with him saying those things. Like it's okay, let them hear it. Let them, be able to hear it for themselves, because it's different when you're hearing it for somebody else than when you're hearing it from the horse's mouth, you know. So I'm glad he's doing it. I don't think like Africans need to be mad that FBAs or ADOs or Black Americans, not all of them, don't like us. To me, I just feel like Africans just need to just stay to themselves and don't really care. Like if you meet a Black American that actually rock with you, that's okay. You can rock with them, but for you to think that they're gonna like you or you want them to like you or you're gonna explain or justify yourself, I just think it's a waste of time. And I think that going back and forth doesn't make anything better, because you cannot change the mind of somebody that already hates you. And once they see you in a certain light, like you can't change that.
So, but
So
wait, what do you make of what Max said? Being they are the aristocrats of the dark color skin, but with the blacks though, they got Kamala also. So
yeah,
No,
but she's not black.
we gave them Kamala. Remember that we gave them the first president of the United States, first black
Kamala
president,
is
and now
not
we give them
black,
Kamala.
but she's not black though.
Afrodamus, I'd like a chance to explain what I meant
You know.
further after
So
she,
I think that
comments.
a lot of the times that Africans tend, even the South Africans that I were calling in, I'm glad it was speaking the mind and getting it off the chest. But I think it's just all in general. I wouldn't even call. I would just listen, and just listen for myself,
right.
and then from there, like I wouldn't call in. Like it's a waste of time going back and forth. And I don't know why Africans do this all the
I think
time.
I think
And I always tell them
they genuinely think they're having a real
that
conversation.
because they don't understand. The in Africa, you see the way that we process things from back home is different from the way the Western world works. So they think that they're having a conversation. A lot of them don't understand that they're being made fun of, and it's a different scenario that they're thinking of than what the West is thinking of. So for me, I would not call and even have a point of contentions at all. I would just listen to it and take it in. That's what I would do. Just listen, take it in. Everybody cannot like you, and that's okay. If somebody don't like you, if somebody think that you are a piece of trash, they think you're this, you're that, that's their point of view, that's their opinion. They're entitled to it. They don't know you personally, they're not your family, they're not your friends, and you cannot change hate. That's the thing. Like, you can try to explain yourself, you can try to justify, to say this or say that. It will never change anybody once somebody has a hate for you. And once that is there, you're wasting your time. So I think a lot of Africans will learn if they just mind their own business. Stay and do, if you come to the US, work with other Africans. There's a big African community in every state that you go to. Work with other Africans that want to work with you. If you find a Black American that rock with you, you rock with them, and it's genuine, then you rock with them. But for you to be arguing all the time, it's just like the conversation is just so like, it's the
But
same thing.
they always crying about us not fucking with them though. They always crying about, oh, when Africans come here, they
That's
don't
the
mess with,
opinion.
you know what I
That's
mean?
the thing. That's the opinion. Like, it's not gonna change your skin, because you already know that they don't like you. So like, you cannot change a person that hate you. So you're wasting your time.
So, but
I
like,
cannot go
what's
try
with
to
the
convince.
generalizations though?
I
Because not
cannot
every
go to.
Black American
I
hates
cannot go.
Africans.
I cannot go to Tariq Nasheed and try to convince him that, oh, I'm a different type of African. That would never work, because in his mind, the hate is already there. So there's no changing it. The minute you meet a Black American that hate you, that they start calling you all type of derogatory names. Things that they complain about the white people doing to them is what they start to do to the other group that they despise. So it's like, what's the point? You cannot change Tariq Nasheed's mind.
Tariq
And I
is playing the game.
disagree with people saying, oh, don't take him serious. No, take him very serious. Don't fool yourself, don't kill yourself, don't try to think that that's a play or anything. He mean that. He mean that.
Guys,
And
let me read this.
Wait.
Hold on, guys. Let me read this.
Alpha
Well, let me read this real quick. DiCapriano said, thank you for the super chat. I know what he said. Is Cheetah P a continental brand of soap? DiCapriano, you know damn well it's not, but I get the joke. Thank you for the super chat. Go ahead.
Afrodamus, something just occurred to me while I was listening to her. Something just occurred to me. All of this time, us FBA, we were under the impression that when you guys first came here and you set yourselves apart from us, that it was something personal, But it just occurred to me when I made the point that we're the aristocracy of our race. I'm thinking now that maybe you guys subconsciously understood that. So you made a distinction between us and you set yourselves apart from us in the sense that you had a subconscious feeling that you shouldn't fraternize with the aristocracy.
Oh,
Alpha can I
I'm
respond?
really starting.
That's too deep.
Just for a few seconds, right? So when you listen to this guy talk, right? Sometimes I feel like he confused himself, and he try to act like Africans are so primitive to understand him, right? So you saying that African came here, we kind of understood that you guys were superiors. I want to take the word that you use. Just
Not
use superior. No, yeah. That's what you're trying to say.
That's the same thing.
That's what you're trying to say. And we're trying to set ourselves apart. So if you're superior, coming from Africa, coming from a shithole, I need to be with you because you're superior. Because if I'm trying to gain something in America, I need to be with you because you're superior.
Listen, St. James, any good king or queen worth their salt, they would tell you that as a king or a queen, listen, St. James, they will tell you that as a king or a queen,
you have the tendency of dodging questions. I'm going to repeat the question again.
St. James, can I talk?
No. You use the big word. I'm going to use a small word for you to understand.
Listen to me.
Tonight you're not going to deflect. Tonight you go listen and respond.
Check me out, St.
No.
James.
Listen and respond.
Any good king or
Okay,
queen worth
I'm
their
done.
salt will tell
Answer
you
the man's
that as
question,
a
man. Come
king
on,
or a
man.
queen,
That's all you guys
that
do.
as a
Deflect. You
king
and
or a
Nakamizi.
queen,
All you guys do is
listen,
good at deflecting.
can I make I just got
I
this
never
one small
deflect.
point.
I answer the question straight.
Any good
But he
king or
doesn't
queen
answer the
worth
question.
their
Answer the
salt.
man's question, man. Come on, man.
Look,
Nah,
listen,
no one
any
is listening to you, sir.
I'm about
asking you
to
tonight.
Answer the
answer it.
man's
Hold
I'm
question
on,
about
first.
guys.
I'm
Guys,
about
one
to
mic.
answer it now.
Okay, go ahead.
Any good king or queen worth their salt, they will tell you that as a king or a queen, that they are more so servants. You serve the people.
Okay, in
You
my
care
lifetime,
about the people.
in my lifetime,
Hmm.
Isn't that what they're
I have
supposed to
never
be?
seen,
Public servants,
somebody. No,
good
no, no, no.
public servants.
Listen. I have never heard of seen anybody who run from whatever poverty, having no money, having no luck, and going to a place, seeing people who have it, and decide not to be with them. I never seen it. So you're gonna
Because they
have to
got
explain
nothing.
to
That's the
me,
reason.
right?
And
You're
let me
gonna have
make
to explain me
my
where have you
closing
seen that?
statement.
We
Make
got
my
more than
closing
you
statement.
guys. We got more
No,
than
we
you
got more
guys.
than you. What do you have?
But you,
We have
you're not
resources. We
answering
have
the
countries.
question though.
Oh my
We
God.
are richer
You're not answering
I'd
the
per
like to
question.
make
I'll
capita.
be
What do you
honest.
have?
closing
What you
statement.
have nothing.
Hold on,
The, av-
guys. Okay, guys,
the,
let's
the average
give
FBA
a
has a loan has a debt of
Oh
$5,000
God,
somehow.
Stuttering John. Thanks, Stuttering John. I'd like to make my
It
final
doesn't matter,
point.
Nakamizi.
All right, thank you, brother. Now listen, hold my milk. I need a milkshake. Look, at the end of the day, right? We are different ethnic groups. We grew apart. We left on in very tragic circumstances. We ain't the same people. Even black Americans from the north and black Americans from the south and black Americans from the west and the Midwest, they got smoke for each other because of regional differences, just like in Africa. You go to Asia and any other part of the world, even in the country that I'm in now, people from Amsterdam don't like people from Rotterdam. Humans are going to find reasons to have smoke for people who are not of their ilk. So this whole we got to be together and trying to analyze why we don't rock with each other. No, let's just accept the fact that we don't rock with each other. And if they're on a general scale, we do not rock with each other. Let's make that clear. But if there are certain situations where you do rock with somebody from another black ethnic group, then hold on to that and make sure that it's beneficial for both of you. And anything else, if it ain't about no money, it ain't about shit. I'm out.
thank you for coming. All right. Next.
Again, I was like I said before, like going back and forth and all that stuff doesn't even matter. It's just words. When as an African, when you come to the US, our mindset is different because of our responsibility, you know. Um, and I think that going back and forth on trying to get somebody to accept you or get somebody to rock with you just because they're black doesn't mean, that that's a good thing. And it's okay. Like just deal with people on individual basis. That's it. If a lot of Africans haven't understood yet that a vast majority of Black American hates African, I don't know what to tell them.
That's not true.
To be honest with
You
you,
know, Afrodamus,
to be
I
honest
love
with you, right?
Afrodamus.
To be honest with you,
You
right?
know,
Most Africans that I came across, right? They are very clever, intelligent people that I never met in my life. The ones that live here in America, it took them about a week. Most African a week, maybe 2 weeks to understand the race dynamic here in America. When you talk to them, they understand. Like whether they speak English, French, or whatever they speak, they,
Right.
when they get here, they understand the race dynamic. Understanding Black America is not a big issue. Just all you have to do is go outside and watch. It takes you a day. It took me a day or two to
And
understand
how
the
many
situation. So nobody can
uh,
now fool me on YouTube or whatever, if Black American like Africans or no Africa. We know. But that's why, when these people are talking, right, and we always have the same question, why are we united on? If that question is not answered, I am still gonna stay on my side and watch the other speak because, like I said tonight, Tariq succeeded because he was able to unite Africans over some BS. So we got to applaud him for that. That's what he wanted, and he got it. You know,
And I'm
his
glad
channel is
everybody.
growing. He's talking about us. You know, throwing stereotypes and you know, that's good. Go ahead. I'm not, man. Trust me, I'm not. I'm not because we prove our point. We united over BS in America, and this guy is over here talking about all kind of superiority, which prove our point again. That Africans didn't really needed to be with you because you guys are the almighty. You guys have made so much money in America. You guys have so much success that we are jealous. We can't be you. So that's why we created our little, you know, places just to watch you from afar.
So we can be jealous.
It's not St.
Okay,
James. It's not.
so
It's
we
not.
listen.
It's not
When
superiority,
Africans
brother.
listen, like when we listen to you, right? We understand. We understand where you're coming from. So don't worry about it. African, trust me. Most Africans that you will see in America, they understand you. Trust me, they do.
And
They
St.
St. James,
do.
where
James.
that Tony is coming,
It's
that
not
Tony is coming from.
superiority, St. James. It's we. It's a responsibility, and we see ourselves as being servants, man.
Hold on.
So
Let me read this.
Any good leader is more servant than anything.
Who
That's
you
the
Hold on.
serving
point.
though? Who you
Hold on.
serving?
Hold on.
Serving
One
who?
second. One
If
second.
you
Let me.
would allow us to cook and be, you know, go ahead with this whole
How we gonna
FBA
let you
thing
cook when
and
you don't know how
unite.
to cook? You don't know
No,
how to cook.
listen.
You don't even know how to boil water. How you gonna let you talk?
The more that we get united amongst ourselves, it's a good thing because guess what? That's going to trickle down to all of us, and it's going to make us all stronger as a racial body, as a race.
But we
See,
are
I
already
care. I care
united.
about.
That's why
I
we
care about. Listen, I care
we are
about and
already
love all of
united.
us.
So
I care about and love all of us as.
Hold on. Let me read this real quick. The Happy Companion, thank you for the super chat. He said, "Great life tonight. Shout out to the host and panel. The debate may not be a happy one, but I see us melanated people communicating. 100. Thank you for the super chat. All right, you guys can continue.
So
See, our challenge.
I
Our
have a question
challenge.
for
Our
Mark.
challenge
Mark,
is
Mark, can you answer
FBA.
this question? You see how Mark said Tariq is funny? He only said Tariq is funny because he's roasting other Africans. That's what it is. So
Well,
if
I don't
Abdullah
think.
was doing,
I don't think that's funny. You know,
yeah, you think it's funny because of
like
that? Because you just said he's funny, man. He's a
no,
comedian.
I don't. It's inappropriate. I think.
Yeah, but
You
I
know,
don't think Africans. That's the
but
thing.
but
Like we come
he
from
is
such
funny
tough
overall as
culture.
an individual.
We come from such tough culture, and we've been through such worse things than be in the United States. Then listen to somebody criticize you based on their own opinion. It's not like he talking facts about Africa. We from Africa, we know what goes on in Africa. There's a lot of things that is not discussed when it comes to treaties and other stuff that people does not know, and they feel like Africans are just fleeing and coming here. So, like, there's no need of you arguing back and forth with them because you can't explain it to them because they don't care. So, if I was y'all, what if Tariq said this about Africa or what that about Africans, or just
No,
water
no,
off your back?
no. Some things
Wait.
you have
Let
to
me
address.
explain something.
Some things
Wait.
you have
Let
to
me
respond
explain
to.
something to you, sweetheart. Let me explain something to you, sweetheart. Us FBA, because of the ridicule, the uh the degradation and putting us down, calling us boy, nigger, all of this from Caucasians, we
Oh my
adopted a
goodness, you
code.
bring
We
the Caucasian
adopted.
in there.
Hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. We adopted this thing in our culture called the dozens, where we would quote unquote roast each other, and that was to make ourselves stronger. So when we got out into the wider white world, so to speak, we would be able to take those things and not fly off the handle and wind up being lynched, et cetera, et cetera. Now, what you have to understand about us as a people is that when we roast you, as dysfunctional as it is, and I do admit that it is kind of dysfunctional, but when we roast you, that is actually a way of us showing love, showing that we care about you. See,
so
when you
roasting,
guys first came to the, you guys, but listen,
So roasting
listen,
an
you
African make him
when
stronger.
you
So roasting an African
when you
should make him
guys
stronger.
when you guys first came to the country, and
Hey, Mark,
you know,
Mark,
as
but
little kids, you know, an FBA kid might have said to you, "Oh, you African booty scratcher, et cetera, et cetera." You
Nah,
guys probably, you
most
guys
of
hey,
us
didn't,
came
Mark,
here
you
as
guys didn't probably didn't understand that. Like, why are
we
they,
hey,
didn't
you
Mark,
came
know?
Mark.
here as the
But
young
that's
boys.
Why did you get
that's
We
part.
didn't get the booty
Ghanaian lady?
call.
Why do you guys got
Why you
fired?
call it a booty? Why you?
Listen, St. James IAS. Let me tell you, man. When I was in elementary school, junior high school, man, I lived in terror getting on the school bus because there were guys in our neighborhood who were, I mean, expert roasters. They would put
Okay, Mark, let me
DL
ask you this
Hughley.
question,
Let,
right?
let me finish, brother. They would put
Man, you
DL
talk, you taking
Hughley to
forever to
shame,
talk.
and I lived in terror, man, in fear. These are my own people.
Have
Let
you
me ask you
been
this
to?
question. Do you
Have you
think?
been
So
to African
that's something.
elementary school?
That's
Have you
something.
ever? Let me
That's
ask you a
something that's
question.
part of our. That's
Have you
something that's
ever?
a part of our culture, man.
Yeah, which is
You know,
great. Which is great. I understand. Have you ever listened to an
I'm
African
trying to help you to understand
tell
this
a
to get it.
relay the story of how we grew up in Africa, going to school, elementary school and high school? Did you ever hear them talk about that?
I would be glad to hear about it because that would help
Okay,
me
so your
understand you
Rossi
better.
ain't gonna make no African tougher, man. I'm here to tell you that. An African
Exactly.
that grew up
So,
on the continent, your Rossi
But
ain't gonna do nothing to him.
what you're not understanding is we have two different experiences. I'm telling you
Okay,
what we
so
had to do.
the
Well, I'm
fact
telling you,
that you are
St. James.
projecting,
I'm telling
the
you
fact
what
that
we
no, no,
had
no,
to
hold
do to
on, the
toughen
fact that you are
ourselves.
projecting on the Africans makes me believe that you still don't understand Africans. That's why you
Well,
kept
see,
talking about
well,
your Ross making us stronger. That's a laughable.
well,
Come on, man. This
well,
is.
see
you know
Are you
what? You
serious?
know what, Saint James? You know what, Saint
that
James?
was a misunderstanding. That was a
Hey, Mark,
Okay,
misunderstanding.
Mark,
But
Mark,
now a
so
Mark.
lot
Do
of
you
us,
think?
but now
Do you
a lot
think?
you
of
got
us
to
Do you
know
correct that
better.
though.
okay, Mark.
Now a
Do you
lot of
think?
us know better.
Hey, Mark. Do you think the way Tariq is talking? You think if a white person is doing that, do you think that person, you guys will be crying over that person?
Yes, I've been here for 24
If he
years.
was a white person,
If it's a
Yeah,
white
saying all those
person that's
things about
talking
you
to
guys,
me
the way
like
Tariq
that,
is
they
talking
will
about
get
us. Do you think?
angry.
Do you think you guys will be go off the handle for that?
oh, we would get some
Because
straightening. We would get some
I
straightening.
see,
But
because I
see,
see
here's the
how you
difference.
guys went over that
Here's the difference.
Ghanaian lady that said
But
something
here,
about you guys
but here's the
going back to
difference.
slavery. Remember
But
that
here,
lady?
but here's the difference. Here's the difference.
How you guys were
Is
crying about that lady?
you all are family though. We
No,
can
we're
No.
do that
not.
amongst
If
family.
we family, then
There,
you
No,
guys
there,
can
no,
get
I,
that
Alpadamus,
no, we're not.
Guinean lady fired.
Alpadamus.
we can do that
Does it
amongst
does
family.
it does it does a family has rules,
No, that's
Yes.
not
Yeah.
true.
Listen, I've
right?
heard. Listen,
We're
I've
Family
not
heard.
got
gonna
rules,
get
right?
off that. That's not
Listen.
true.
I've heard Tariq as much as he roasts you guys. You know, when a so-called white person, Caucasian person comes in there talking that same mess about you guys, he will just
Oh
as
my goodness,
soon
that's the worst.
take up
It
for
If
you
doesn't
you if
matter.
you
It
say
doesn't
it,
matter.
Stop lying, man.
It
if
Stop
doesn't
lying, man.
matter.
get
well, if
that
you are
guy
saying
straight
it, why can't the white
and
person
get
say
that
it?
guy straight.
What's the difference?
I've seen it
Alpadamus,
happen.
Yeah,
it's
but
like
what's the
somebody
difference?
burning your house down and
Yeah.
he's bringing you water. Like, okay, let me help you with water. It's like,
Yeah.
That's the best way to
it's
say it, Saint
nothing.
James. That's the best analogy for it.
Right?
But hey,
You make no sense, bro.
But St. James, what if your house was infested with termites? We will be helping you in that case.
Okay, I haven't seen that yet, so I can't speak on it.
So
If
So
it's invested with termites,
it's
I have to
all a
ask.
matter
If
of
I don't ask you to do
perspective.
that, then I'll
It's
charge
all
you
a
for
matter of
arson.
perspective. It's all a matter of perspective, like I
Guys, let's
said.
bring in
So,
Guana. Let's
I
bring
don't,
in
for
Guana.
me, I don't see nothing wrong with what Tariq is doing. I think Tariq should keep doing what he's doing. I think the people on the continent need to keep watching and keep listening
Listen,
and take it in. I
Goya.
don't think they should be
I just
calling into his show and trying to go back and forth with him because it's a waste of time. But I understand because there is a disconnect between the Africans on the continent who haven't lived in the West than us who have lived in the West. So I can
Goya.
understand. I get
I just think you really love us, but you feel guilty.
so
So you know
I
what?
I said it before. Everything, everybody.
Goy, I'm gonna consider you an honorary
What do you
FBA
call
from
him?
this point.
Hold on, guys.
Okay.
Guys, let's
So
bring in
don't be so hard on us, okay?
like I agree with everything he said. That the knock guy that was on, like I agree that everybody you rock with who rock with you, everybody stay on that end. To me, I think it's the best. You know, I don't
yes,
think fighting and arguing is gonna help any of us in this situation. I just think
and
everybody
Guan,
needs to stay
I
on
don't
the
think
end.
we agree with you too what you're saying, but I think what they don't understand is the people in Africa, like you said, Tariq is doing a great job. Let him
Yes,
continue to do what he's doing. as far as so the Africans in Africa can catch up to what he's doing, because if we tell them what they're doing here, they won't believe us. But now
That's what
they
I'm
hearing it
saying.
from the horse's mouth.
Tariq is one individual. Africans would be a fool to take the opinion or
But
the
what about his
antics of
support?
one
He got thousands. He
individual
got millions of
and
supporters.
judge
What about
and
his
judge
supporters
and
then?
judge a
You
whole
can't just
group
go to one person.
I haven't.
Have you seen
and
the
judge a
comments
whole
from his
group according
supporters?
to that
Have you
one
seen the comments that
individual.
the supporters says all the time?
Yeah, but
Facts,
when you
facts,
find
facts,
one,
facts.
if you find a Black American that rock with you rock with them. If they're genuine with you, and you feel like an African is genuine with you, y'all rock with each other. Is
Like
We agree
listen,
with that,
like
but
I
sometimes we gotta approach
Tariq
them.
is one individual. Y'all would be a
He's not
fool
by
to take
himself though. He's got
his
millions of
one
followers.
opinion,
He one of them.
and
He got
his
millions of
antics
followers. Have
to
you seen his
take that
comment? His comment
as
sections. Have you gone
how
there?
all FBA majorities feel about Africans. You would be a
I don't
fool
see
to
nothing wrong
take
with what
that.
Tariq is
Alpha, have you
doing.
seen the
Keep
guy
doing
that
what
was
he's
making
doing.
that was clowning Nigerian, talking about no. He was, he was telling a story about African coming here and telling their daughters not to marry Black Americans. This is a
Right,
fresh one.
right.
I got the link for that. I got for
Yeah, they're all over the place. It's a
they're
bunch
all
of
over
them
the place
nowadays. You
doing
can
the
see them all
same
over.
thing. Whether we come here and we discredit everything that they said, the projection on African is so terrible in
Well,
America.
that's
It's
because
terrible.
they are the royalties. So
Thank you. Like what the
Listen.
guy said, it's
I'm
like
let's
gonna
the
bring
Africans.
Buana.
The
I'm
Africans don't
gonna
even get to explain themselves. It's
I'm
like
gonna I'm
no
gonna
matter
I'm,
what we do, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They will come tomorrow. Like I was talking to this guy, right? Every time he asks me a question about Africa, I give him the same answer. One day I was so tired. I was like, bro, come on, man. Listen, I know you don't like Africa, but don't worry about it. I'm not mad at you. Please, let's move on. Like, come on, every day, same question. I'm like, come on, man.
let's let
It's getting
Buwana speak.
ridiculous. That's why, like, listen, these Africans here in America, right? My man, if you live here in America, just if you see an African walking around, look into his face. He understands you. Trust me, he won't say much, but he understands you.
St. James, let's let Buwana speak, man. And I
Yeah,
got a
allow
point to make
Buana.
after he speaks.
Yes, allow Buana to
Africa,
come in.
can you hear me? Can you hear me, brother?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Okay. I
You're
want
a
to
little
ask a
shaky,
question.
man.
Okay. I guess I'll go and lap up and I'll
Oh
come right
man,
back.
your audio is messing up.
I'll go and lap up. I'll come back. I'll come back.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
go out and come back up.
Buana is
All right.
calling from
Can I make a point, Afrodamus, then
go
while
ahead.
he's coming back? Listen, this is what I think is the problem with you guys in continental Africa. The European, he came over there when he colonized you, and he put a complex inside of
No,
you
it
guys, the
was you first.
inferiority. No,
It was you first that colonized us. You told us in the last show.
it may have been. We
You
may
see,
have
you
had
see the
we may have had some hand in
you
it,
He
see
but
was
you
what I'm
can't
gay. I
even
telling
be
you,
told you. No,
coherent,
no,
right?
just
no,
keep with the same story,
no.
Africanus,
man.
you see you can't even be
But you,
coherent, right?
I'm
You
talking
know,
about a.
the
I'm
more
talking
you speak,
about. I'm talking about a specific complex.
Okay, so
He inculcated a poverty complex in you guys, and a savage backwardness primitive complex in you guys.
You
what's
see,
That's
that?
the
he's
whole
projecting
problem.
now. He's projecting
No,
his
no,
feelings.
no,
That's
no.
what he's
I'm not.
projecting in
No, I'm
America.
not. No, I'm
That's
not.
why they need
No,
to
I'm not.
attack.
Let him finish.
They think
I'm
Africans
trying
are
to.
below them. That's why they
No,
want to
no.
attack
Listen,
Africans.
listen.
When
I'm
you
trying to
answer
show.
them
I'm
back,
trying.
they want to cry
If
about
you
it.
would, if you would let
If
me
you guys so
finish,
superior,
if
why
you would
why you
let me
guys why you
finish,
guys
brother.
try
I'm trying to.
that
Let's
Gideon
try to
laying
make a
down?
point.
let him connect it. Let him
If
connect
you
it
would,
to the topic. What he
if
said.
you would
All
let
Let him
me
right.
just connect
finish,
it to the
I'm
topic.
trying to make a point. If you would let me finish, he inculcated that complex in you, inside of you guys. But my point is, what I'm telling you is that that is nothing to be ashamed of. We all, so-called black people, Negroids, Ethiopians, whatever you want to call us, we should all look back on our past ancestors, those little equatorial pygmies that I talk about a lot, and all of our ancestors who lived within nature, who lived in the quote unquote huts, et cetera, hunted, et cetera, et cetera. We should all look back on them and have pride about that, because the Caucasian, he did a mind job on all of us. He made us feel shame about our root. That's the
Now
whole.
you
That's
may
the
maybe
whole.
you not us.
Listen, that's the
Speak
whole.
for
That's
yourself,
the
but
African
whole
ain't
maybe
ashamed
base.
of
you
their
shame of
roots.
your roots.
That's the whole
We're not
base
afraid
of
of.
this.
We're not ashamed of our roots.
Listen,
Ain't no
Maybe
listen.
you
Africans
shame of
here
yours because
darkest
you were a
people.
slave. Maybe
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Because listen, if he calls you guys impoverished or claims that you are in poverty,
Who said
Then
we're in
what?
poverty?
But
We ain't
listen.
impoverished,
No,
okay?
let me finish. I'm making a point.
No, you been talking forever, man. Let somebody else
Brother,
talk, okay? You're not the only one here. You just
would you let me finish, please?
how many times you said, "Would
If
you
he
let me
would,
finish?" You've been
if
talking
he would,
forever, man. Let
I'm
somebody
just
else speak,
saying,
okay? You're not the only one here that have voice.
if he and others would characterize Africa as being impoverished or in poverty, then
And you believe that,
what
right?
would
That's why you feel like you have the need
God damn, brother, will you let me finish and make a point?
No, you've been talking forever, man. Let somebody else talk, man. Come on, man. You're not the only
If
one here
he
that have an opinion. I got a
if
lot to
he
say about you also,
listen,
Africanus,
you
can you
know.
hear me?
if he and others
Hold on, brother. Hold
would
on, hold on, hold on,
say that about you guys, then what were our ancestors?
hold
What
on.
were
But
they?
still,
I guess they were even like worse than being poor. Or
All
what?
right, Mark, let somebody else speak. You've been talking forever,
That's the
man. Let
mind
somebody else speak.
fuck.
We tired of
That's the
hearing you.
mind. Listen, that's the mind fuck. I'm trying to get you to see. He ran a mind fuck on all of us.
No,
Okay.
you the one
no,
that's mind
I
fucked.
have a
a lot
question.
of the times the things they say about Africa, some of it is true. But a lot of times that you guys have been propagandized. So to the T. So anything they say about Africa, you will believe. Whether if it's
That's
true
why.
or whether if it's
That's
not
why.
true.
Listen.
You
That's
know,
why
so
I don't.
like,
That's
that's what I'm
why I
saying.
don't.
You know, us going back and forth is a waste of time. To me,
Listen.
I
That's why.
agree with Nak. What do you how you could say her name after Damas? Nak what Nizi or something?
Like
Yeah.
me, yeah.
Everybody stay on the end. If whatever culture can rock with you, you rock with them. If they don't
That's.
rock with you, everybody stay on the end. That's
Okay.
But
it.
But
listen.
even
That's why.
even
That's
even
why. That's why I don't.
Even
That's why
Africans
I don't
doing that's the
agree. That's
problem.
why I don't. That's why I don't
So
agree with the
this
whole.
solution,
That's why I
African
don't agree with the whole bushmeat thing and all of that because
Africans are
our ancestors, that's the way they live.
okay.
Okay,
They
Listen,
guys.
have
Let's
in
let.
And
Africa. According to the FBA,
for me to make fun of that, I would be making fun of my root
no,
where I
but
come
you're not
from.
from Africa though. According to the
And if
FBA, say
and if you don't
they
if
are
you
Native
don't
American.
if a tree without roots or a plant without roots, what will happen to that
And
tree? What
what
will
you
happen
saying?
to
No,
that
Go
plant?
right? Go ahead.
African
They'll
no one
die.
American,
knows.
My Liberian
African
No
sister,
one
American
knows.
my
To
will
be
Liberian
not
sister,
honest, no
right?
one knows.
No,
you
it'll
guys
die.
African
Go
American,
ahead, Buana.
you guys
Yeah. So wait,
American.
just give me a second. Give me a second. So I
I
have
have
a
a question for
question.
my.
Yeah, give me a second. So I have a question because the brothers they keep on labeling Caribbean and African people with this poverty thing and trying to really make people feel a way about that.
Not
But
us,
I
the
want
white man started that.
let me say
No, you
what
the one
yeah,
that's saying that. You see?
brother. Let me say what I have to say, and then you all can say whatever you all have to say. But let me speak first, though. Okay. So I'm thinking about that idea, and I'm thinking if I am an African or a Caribbean man, where I have a small plot of land where I own my land in a freehold way, I don't pay no taxes to the government. It's my land. On that land, I am able to build my house. On that land, I'm able to grow vegetables. On that land, I'm able to grow my animals, whether it's goats, pets, or whatever. I slaughter them and I eat my own food. On that land, I'm able to, I have my wife sews my clothes, makes my clothes for me, right? And on that land, I'm able to take them vegetables and I could sell it to the market. I don't have to go to no corporation or put on no suit and tie. So I buttressed that against the idea of a person who lives in $1 million apartment building, and they have to go to a grocery store, whether it's Walmart or whatever grocery store, where they have to pay for them their food, and then the clothes they buy Italian clothes, Balenciaga, Nike, and things like that. So I have to ask myself, who's better off in that scenario? Is it the owner or is it a person who always have to rely on the services and products by others? I have to
Of course, the
question
owner.
that. Of course it is. So regardless of the fact that you may see me living on a smaller plot of land, it's my land. I own it free and clear of any person coming in and trying to say, well, no, you have to pay taxes on this land. I own the clothes on my back. The clothes on my back is African clothing. It is made by my wife. It doesn't have an Italian name on it. It doesn't have
And
a
yeah,
Jewish name on it. It's my name on it. The food that I produce, I am producing it off of the ground, off of my own labor. I don't rely on anyone for my sustenance. So who's better off? Who's poor in that position? Is it the man who is free to function as a free man on this planet, or is it the man who relies on the services and products of other men? I would say it's the other man. So regardless of the fact that someone may look like he wealthy, wealthiness don't necessarily have to do with what you have in a bank account. Wealthiness have to do with the land that you possess and can control and what you could produce on it. And no one is even taking up anyways. Another thing too is what I'm hearing on this live chat is the idea of manifest destiny. And one of the American brothers was talking about it. They say, well, we are the premium blacks. And if we need to do what we need to do, and then after a while it'll trickle down to y'all other, I guess, unevolved Africans or unevolved black people. That is manifest destiny, brother. Y'all, it's not your place to dictate or tell people how they should function in the world, bro. Even if you believe that you premium, that is a delusion that Uncle Sam has told you. That's a delusion that Uncle Sam has told you, and you need to get with the rest of the world who are producers, who are actually making the world happen, rather than waiting for someone else to produce you and have you live in the world like you was the biggest king on the planet. That's a delusion, brother. But thank you, Afrodamus. I just really wanted to put my 2 cents in. I'm out, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah,
No,
you
you
make
see him
perfect
here,
sense, my brother. You
Alpha
make perfect sense.
He
Damas.
just proved my point. He proved my point. What I was saying, what I was trying to say.
You see, you want to cut
This
everybody
is
off. You want to speak. You don't want to
Afrodamus.
listen. I mean,
Can I
Alpha
talk?
Damas, come on, man.
I
Come on,
just
You
man.
wanted
wanted
Let
to
somebody else
speak.
speak, man. You don't want to
I
listen
just
to
want to
somebody
defend
else,
my
man.
point.
Let
I
somebody
just
else
want to
speak.
No,
defend my
you
point.
want to defend your point. We let you speak.
That's
I
it.
know, right?
You see, Alpha Damas, when they talk about premium, right? I will bring the question I ask him and he deflected from my question. Again, why African come here and they don't acknowledge your premiumness? Because we get nothing from you. Can you explain to us how does that work? You being a premium and nobody's taken from you.
You know what?
Are you going to allow me to talk and explain?
Yes.
Do you know what a pyramid scheme is?
Hey,
Alpha
boy.
Damas, I'm going to sleep, man.
He's
I
babbling.
mean,
He's bringing that babbling
I'm
again.
About criminality.
I'm gonna make a point. I'm gonna make a point. But do you know what a pyramid scheme is or a Ponzi scheme is?
You're
yeah, I
gonna blame the
know
white
what
I'm
man
trying
too.
to.
You're gonna blame the white man. That's what we do.
I'm gonna attempt. I'm gonna attempt to you to explain how America is
He's gonna
made up.
blame the white man. Watch
Guys,
him. Watch him. He's
guys,
gonna blame the
guys,
white man.
No,
let's do
I
our
won't be.
closing
I won't be blaming the white man. I'll be
let's
blaming
do
the
Alpha
the
Damas.
ones at the top
You're gonna have to
who are.
let him speak on that. Go ahead.
yes
Yeah,
But he
let me
has
answer
to
this question,
if
please.
he
we're
Go
can't
gonna
ahead.
answer
do
that
our
question,
closing.
we're gonna hold
Go ahead,
every time he click the link, he's gonna have to answer the question.
okay, go
Yes.
ahead.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
Ponzi scheme, we know what a pyramid is. Go ahead.
Yes, and another word for that is a pump and dump scheme, like they do on Wall Street.
I
Okay,
know
You
all of
pump,
that.
you
listening, go
pump,
We
ahead.
you
know all
pump
of that.
up, you pump up a stock. You get people to buy
You don't have
in,
to explain. We know all of
and
that.
the
We
ones,
know
Just
and
go
the
pumping
to the
them.
ones,
answer, man. Just go to the
and
answer.
the
You're wasting our
ones,
time.
Go to the point.
and the ones at the top, they sell off their stocks at the higher price, at the new higher price from the inflation that was caused from people buying in. That's how America is. Us blacks are at the bottom, whites are at the top, and you immigrants are below the whites, and we're at the bottom. So we're the last to always buy in. So
No, America, we
by
are
the
below
time,
you.
by the
In
time that
America,
we,
we are below you.
by the time that we buy into the American dream, the ones at the top have already sold off their stock for the higher price and made a profit. And that's why this country is constantly in a state of inflation because of that, because of this pump and dump scheme, this pyramid scheme I'm telling you about.
So what are
That's
you
what it
talking
is.
about?
No one
I'm talking. I'm
understands.
talking
No
about.
one understands.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about that. You as immigrants, a lot of immigrants. I don't know about Africans, but I know a lot of immigrants, such as Hindustani people. They are classified as white when they come into the country,
Alpha
and
Damas, you white now.
we as the blacks are the ones who are at the bottom of the pyramid. Like I
So
said,
we're
Yes,
white.
you are the bottom. We Africans, we're
So
not
we
at the
white.
bottom of the pyramid.
whenever
You
there's
don't feel
set
like that.
aside, whenever there's set aside for us, such as affirmative
So after that
action,
much, you see the whole
etc.,
problem is they think so low of
etc.
themselves now.
That was
Yeah,
meant.
they wanna include Africans under that.
Will you let me finish, brother? That was meant to be solely for us, affirmative action. But what happened is they added the word minority to that, and before you know it, white women, handicapped people,
Mhm.
the BLT sandwich community, all of them started taking advantage of that particular benefit that was set aside for us under the moniker of
This
being
is Zadi.
minorities.
That was
And
Zadi
that's
giving
that what that is
explain
what
how
has
it works.
Yeah, this guy
historically
doesn't know what he's talking about. He's
happened.
just all over the place, man. Come on, man.
That is
Shut up,
what
man. Let somebody else talk, man. Come on.
that is what has
You're not
historically
making no
happened.
sense.
Okay,
I
let's
am
bring
making
Afterdamus,
sense.
Rasmus.
Afterdamus,
Affirmative
Afterdamus.
action
Another
is not a
question.
good thing.
Have you been to a country where we have the minority and the superiority and have you ever been in a country where they have that
No.
Every
on this
country,
world? Where?
every country,
Where?
No,
every
brother.
country, you have the haves and the have-nots. That's any country,
No, no,
any
no.
country on the
You were
globe.
talking about the minority where they group all the people, the women, the handicapped, the like the BLT. I haven't seen that country. They created that for you.
They created that for themselves. You know what I mean? So
No,
you
no, no,
see
no,
what
no.
he's
You
saying?
ask for it. Listen, when you ask for something, they
Yes,
have to give you
the
something.
U.S. yes,
When
the
you
U.S.
ask
is
something without specific, they will give it to you. That's why they gave it to you with the white women, the BLT in it, and
no, but
anything that's
listen,
not.
if it was set
The
aside for
feminism,
us
all that
specifically,
they gave themselves to that.
You know
if it
why?
was set
You know
aside
why I
for us
know. You know why I
specifically,
know that. You know
it
why
should
I
go
know
to
you
us.
accepted it.
It should go to us. That's why
You
we're
know why? You
delineating.
know why I knew you
Listen,
accepted it because you
that's
took
why
it.
we're delineating as
Because you.
FBA,
That's fine. Because you
because
took it.
we had to
After
tighten up
Damas.
Come on, man,
the
Mark. Let somebody else
language
speak, man. You're
After
not the only
Damas.
one here,
so
man. Let
When
somebody
you
else talk
ask
inside the rest of his
minorities.
voice.
when you ask something with
We had to
specific,
tighten
they
up the
have to
language
give
so
it.
other
You
minorities
didn't,
couldn't come in
my
and
man.
take
You
what is
didn't
set
have to
aside
take.
for us.
You
Yeah,
didn't
but
have to take it.
That's one of the main reasons we're delineating.
the
So,
Asians don't need affirmative action. They're scoring twice or sometimes three or four times.
The Asians weren't in a
Yes,
state of weren't in bondage in this country
that's why they had to
for almost
sue.
400 years. Way.
That's why they had to sue to get rid of affirmative action
Well,
because
Even us Africans, when we come here, we don't depend on affirmative action.
the Asians weren't in bondage for almost 400 years,
yeah,
given
but they
free
were
labor.
coming to America from whatever banner they were wearing over there in China or whatever Asia country. They came here and they were dominated, and they still are.
Just like you guys, you don't have a lineage here where your ancestors were in bondage
I
and
don't
gave
understand what
free
that means.
labor to build up this country.
So
You
So
our
don't
so
have
is
that. You
India
ancestors
don't
were
now?
have
not
Is
that
in
India in
lineage.
America
bandage.
now? So
That's
you
what you
black
are
India
saying.
now?
So our ancestors were not in bandage here in America.
No,
So
So
your ancestors
ours
were in
were.
so he's
bandage.
black
Our
Indian
ancestors
now.
were not.
Ours were. Our FBA
So our
majority
Africans
ancestors
ancestors were
were.
not in bandage. So you know Kunta Kinte? You
No,
heard of it?
no, you don't know him. You don't know him either. You don't know him
I'm
either.
asking you,
Goddamn
so
it.
you don't know Kunta Kinte?
You don't
You
know
gotta
him
be
either.
using Kunta.
Okay.
All right, guys, let's bring in
If he was your family, St. James, you wouldn't have sold him off.
guys.
I remember my grandfather saying that he doesn't want to go by Toby, he wants to go by Kunta Kinte. So that's why I remember that was my
Listen,
people.
if Kunta Kinte was your family, you wouldn't have sold him off.
I
Guys,
don't know if I
let's bring Rasmus. Let's
Yeah,
bring
that's
okay.
more. Go ahead.
Yes, good into you after Damis, good into your beautiful panelists.
You're far from the mic, Rasmus. Are you taking a are you using an FBA microphone there?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me well?
Now come closer to the mic, man.
How about now?
I think his cat is laying on his microphone.
Yeah, we can hear you better now.
All right, hold on. Just give me a second. Let me see.
Man,
Hey, Rosmois, let him know that your cat is alive and well. And later with these lies about you guys eating cats and dogs, let him know that.
Hey man, that's not a woman, man. We do eat cat and dogs, man. Like we have a variety of
We know that's ridiculous, man. So don't y'all believe all the hype that FBA are saying y'all are eating cats and dogs and all of that. We know it's ridiculous.
I don't really pay attention to that, but I do want to say this. I am for delineation. I think we need to delineate because if this guy can tell me that the African were not enslaved in America, it was the FBA. I mean, without different ethnic Africans, you would not have FBA. You know what I'm saying? So you have different tribes out enslaved in Africa. I can go with the name of the tribes, but that would be too long for me. But as a as a Haitian national, I tell Haitians all the time, like just I tell Haitians all the time, hey man, just find out like who your people is in Africa, and then deal with your people. Like if your people came to a specific tribe in Africa, just go on and deal with that specific tribe. Learn the culture, learn the culture, customs, the mores, the language, and everything, the folklore and everything. That's what I'm going to keep preaching to Haitians. I don't believe in that black community bull crap because black is a title that was given by the colonizer. So I refuse to use that title. No, I'm gonna go with the people that I trace my lineage to in Africa. And if you people like know me, understand, or like you will know like the people that I came from in Africa. So I don't have to keep saying that all the time. But that's what I preach. I mean, if FBA want to say that they are the premium black, let them be. What I gotta say to my African people, you know who your people is. Your people never identify with the color black. Your people identify like with the tribe they came from. So identify as such and let them be the premium black. Let them be. Let them be the only people on planet Earth that identify as blackness. And that's all I have to say.
All right.
Thank you, Africa.
Thank you, guys. Let's do
I
our
couldn't really.
let's do our closing statements, man. I'm getting beat now. I've got to sleep, man. Let's do our closing
Yeah, I
statement.
got. Yeah, thank you for having me here for Domus. I gotta go too. Yeah, I just want to thank the panel a lot. So it's basically I don't know his name, Mark. Yeah, Mark. Thank you for coming up and you gotta let people, some other people talk sometimes. You know what I
Say
mean?
say the say the whole screen name, brother.
I don't know how to I don't know how to pronounce that name. You know what I mean? So I can't even see that.
Mac D's hoes.
That's
I want
funny.
Afrodamus to say it as well.
That sounds like a passport bro name, man. You a passport bro, man? Are
Thank
you a
you,
passport bro?
IS.
All
No, I'm
right,
just
man.
Mac and these hoes.
Thank you. All right, go ahead, Mac the hose.
I just want to say that it was a good panel tonight. Tonight was the first time that I was ever able to be on a panel with my good brother Nakamizi. He didn't fail to live up to his name, his stature out here in these internet streets, these YouTube streets. And I also want to say that when I say that we are the FBAs or the aristocracy of our race, I don't say that in a way of making us superior over you guys or anybody else. What I'm saying is that just like a human body, we all together are a racial body. And just like your human body, you have different parts of your body, like your heart, your lungs, your brain. And what I'm saying is that we are the head of our racial body. And as such, as we unite ourselves and get ourselves together and get our minds right, that's going to help us all because every organization, every system, every corporation, they always have a leader as a central nucleus and a focal point on which they revolve and orbit. And that's what makes that organization, that body strong
Thank you,
and
Mac.
keeps. I just had a little bit more.
Uh,
Yeah, that's what makes the body keeps the body strong. So I'm just
yeah.
saying that we
Okay.
we aren't we don't think we're superior, but we
You
should be.
just you just premium. We get it. Thank you, Mac.
No,
Thank you.
not premium.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I hope to see you in the next one. All right. Ras Moise.
Uh,
Next
I,
one or whoever going
let
next.
me let me go because I have to go.
Yeah.
I would just say, man, like I said before, I think that we, especially for Africans coming over here, we never saw ourselves as black until we arrived in the US. And then before we were told that we were black, because of the system that is happening on this end of the world. So what I would say is that, to me, I said this on him show when we had a discussion about Africans and African Americans, and I would say it again. Africans needs to stick with other Africans. If you find a Black American or any other group that you can work with that rock with you, you rock with them. You can benefit each other. You do that. But to say that you're going to try to convince these people to like you or don't call your continent all kind of names because, wherever the white man did to them is what they're trying to do to Africans. They feel like they're superior over Africans. We're not black. We're Africans. We come from a continent. So over here, they are black. I don't consider myself to be black at all. So Africans stick with Africans and Black Americans stick with Black Americans. I think that people need to start caring about, who says what and who says what about Africa and let them just live in their thought. I think Tariq Nasheed needs to keep on speaking, and I hope more African on the continents keep listening so that way we don't have to tell them and they will understand so that when they come here, that will help us unite even more.
Thank you very much.
All right.
All right. All right, let's go next.
I can go.
Go ahead.
Man, listen, man, that was a good show tonight, man. And yeah, beside the fact that we had a couple of people who wanted to settle old scores, the topic was great, and I enjoyed talking to my brothers and sisters. Those who accepted me. To Alpha Damas again and again. The Africans in America, I'm like I told you before, they are very clever. They understand the race dynamic here in America. That maybe they came when they were coming here, they did not, but it doesn't take you, day months or years to understand. When it comes to our black folks in America, I have never went to a group of people, Cameroonian, Senegalese, Malian, Guineans, and preach about unity. And I really got a feedback on that. They don't even discuss those things because they're so over that shit. They worry about making their money, fixing their African problem, and taking care of themselves here in America. These are what the Africans are doing. So we don't discuss unity like it's like a party that we're going to and people are talking about, oh, let's unite over whatever that situation may be. It's like people don't discuss it. It has to be some actionable items that need to be put forth so for us to even discuss it. So when we talk about unity, people who already believe we are united. That's why we in America, we are united, right? Under one banner, right? We are united. So why are we here talking about we have to unite? We are already here under one banner. We have America best interests at heart. So it's kind of funny when Black Americans are doing it. I understand that. When an African is even coming in here and telling Africa we need to unite, I feel disrespected. I'm already here busting my behind, paying taxes to this country, so this country can be the best it can be for everybody. And somebody's coming here telling me I have to unite over what? Uncle Sam is busting my behind, taking my money. You know what I'm saying? And I'm already doing everything Uncle Sam is asking me. And you here telling me we have to unite. What else do you want me to do? What else do you want me to do? Like, what is it to unite on? Africans are here fighting for America. Yes or no? In the army. Aren't they?
Exactly.
Let's be honest with it. Aren't they fighting for America?
Yes.
They even fight more than they even fight for the African countries. And people are telling Africans we need to unite. Man, that's an insult. It is an assault. And these people have to understand that, because we being quiet doesn't mean we are stupid. You know, you go to panel, people ask you, what have you guys done? Let's talk about the army. How many Africans are in there? How many Africans die for America? And these people have the nerve to come ask African, what have you done for us? God damn it.
We'll finish it tomorrow. Thank you, St. James. Thank you. Let's bring Ras Moise. Go ahead, Moise.
Yes, Afrodamis, it's truly sad, I missed like a good portion of the show, but from what I gather is like Tariq Nasheed got into this into this like entanglement with the South Africans.
Right.
I was wondering like what was this beef about?
Well, the South African lady is telling him, she don't want FBAs coming to their country, leave. And then the other South African is saying, FBA, they are tethering, it's like, they don't have no political power. Nobody's talking about them. So that's what we were discussing. Because, they like to say they are united with the black South Africans, but that's not what I'm seeing. So,
but yes, sorry to cutting you off, but go ahead, finish on, brother.
So yeah, basically it's like, the people are listening to Tariq directly and they're not liking it. They definitely are rejecting his Bible.
Yeah, precisely. But even when it comes to Black South African, even though they have accepted the title Black, all of them like they know the ethnic group they came from, like the Zulu, the Nguni, the Xhosa, the Ndebele. They know who they are, but these people like they have no clue who they are. I mean, they can trace their lineage to Africa. I mean, if they were not arrogant, but they don't want to do that. So they want to put themselves like under one banner, like, well, we are FBA, we are the premium Black. And Afrodamis, let me ask you this question. When you think of real Black people outside of Africa, right, outside of motherland, what people do you think are the real Black people outside of Africa and the Americas?
In the Americas?
Yes.
Like as far as closest to having
Closest to
keeping
Africa,
the
yes.
African, like I would say Haitians, like Caribbeans.
Thank you. There you go. Haitians are the number one. See, and that's why I tell Haitians, you need to know. Don't identify yourself as that anymore. Let them have it. Because if you can tell me that, if you can convince me that Mariah Carey is a Black woman, or Tyra Banks is a Black woman, then I don't need your form of Blackness. You can keep the title Black, and then with me, I'll just tell Haitian people, just identify with the ethnic group in Africa that your family tells you came from. And if you don't know, take a DNA test and find out the tribe you came from, and then move on from there. I got some breaking news. I got break down for you, Afrodamis. I'm already accepted by my people in Africa. So this January, I'll be going to a Zongo community, in Benin Republic, to meet with few of my people. So I'm already accepted by my people, and that's why I tell Haitians, just know your ethnic group in Africa, and then you'll be gladly accepted. Period. And
the
that's what I
FBAs are coming. They coming with you.
You say what?
FBA is coming with you.
Oh, nah. They can't come with me. How you gonna come with me when you identify yourself like with alphabet letters? Come on. In Africa, they don't identify themselves with alphabet letters. It's FBA is an acronym. FBA, Foundational Black American. Foundation of what? To an African, to an ethnic African, you would sound silly. So what's the point of that? They're not coming with me. Like, they can stay in America. They can live in their world of delusion. Be the premium Black that you are. Be the only people in Africa. Be the only people in America that identify yourself with a color that was given to you by the people that brutalized and colonized you. So be that, and I tell my fellow Haitian people, just find out who you are in Africa. Find out the tribe that you came in Africa, and be with your people. Because Haitians, even though we are black, we not the same people. Like, we came from various African tribes. So I tell them to find out their tribe, and then once they find out who their people are in Africa, they go to Africa, and they want to assimilate with that specific ethnic African culture, and trying to know the language and the custom. And I've seen a lot of Haitians people that are doing that. They are marrying within that particular tribal culture, and I love that. And that's what I truly want for Haitian people as a whole. And thank you very much for your show, Afrodamus. I'll be looking forward to another show tomorrow, if you have one. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the show. I hope you guys liked it, enjoyed the show. Please make sure you like the show. And hey, it's about agree to disagree, but at least people get to have the conversation. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out. Peace.
Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, shit ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you? Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, shit ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you? Big flex, my swole up, double cup and I'm pulled up. Niggas hating like hold up, what's the problem? I'm